Hey guys, what's up? This is Winsky. Welcome back to my Let's Play Raging Loop. Last time, I ended the video on a cliffhanger where we were about to make a choice. We are the wolves now, and it was our first night, so we're deciding what we should do. Yeah, it was this. We could like kill everyone or kill no one. And my theory from last time is that both of these are just gonna be bad ends. I think one is 17 and one is 18. It's gonna lead us to this. And I think this is important because we can see how the corruption works if we I think both of these might lead to corruption or something. And then we can maybe understand how the corruption works or something like that. So since they're both bad ends, we have to go through it. I'm just gonna kill no one first and see what happens.
殺人なんて
Yeah.
すべきじゃない。
Obviously, I
殺
feel
すの
like
はやめないか。
I feel like this game is gonna have to make us kill. So we, because like killing no one seems to be like, it's too nice. Like this game is awful. It's not letting us do that. So I think in this path, we just have to kill people and survive to get information. And maybe we loop back to previous loops to like change it. Yeah, that is my theory. The rule was 1 kill per night. Just like humans, that was the limit. Basically, we couldn't kill 2 or more, but there was no rule about not killing at all. Well, they did say that you have to kill. In the dream, they did say you have to kill or like there's gonna be punishment or something. I think we'll be getting that punishment. Thankfully, we had the perfect situation for that.
香織さん、しっかりするんだ。これは信託でも何でもない。何かひどく悪質な陰謀。それに従えばあなたは絶対に後悔する。あなたの体がそれを証明してしまっているでしょう。そんなに震えて、まともに喋れなくなってまで、神内明神の眷属という役割にこだわる必要はないんです。
Okay, yeah, now he's giving the motivational speeches.
幸い、匠さんは、こちらが殺さない限り向こうも殺さないという体制を作ってくれています。僕らが殺さなければ、殺し合いは起こらない。
本当に本当なの？
ええ。互いに手を出さない限りは、その間に解決策を探れるはずです。
That sounds too nice.
もちろん、この状況で、正体を明かさずに信頼関係を維持するのは、並大抵のことじゃない。でも、息子を殺すよりは、あなたはきっと前向きに臨めるんじゃないですか。
And I do remember in the last run, because I went back to watch the video, Mochi, at the end when they were about to throw Mochi down the cliff, he did say that they asked him why he did it, and he says, he was like, I don't know, but it felt like we had to do it. So, yeah, it does feel like there is something that is forcing them to kill, but I think we're gonna find out soon what it is.
それは、そうよ。もちろんだわ。
I did it. Yes, Mitsu's laws weren't absolute. What about Haru? I just proved it. Or so I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Is that Haru? It's freaking Haru. I felt light impact on my side. When blood started spilling out, I thought I was living out some sick joke. A moment later, my consciousness quickly began to fade, making me once again realize that death come out of nowhere. What happened? Is that Haru? Okay, I freaking knew it was Haru. She wasn't saying anything. She's definitely possessed or something. As I collapsed on my back, my eyes met those of a smallish wolf, Haru-chan. Even through the cloth, I could tell they were cold, stern, and full of disgust and hatred for powerless vermin.
やっぱり、よそ者はダメだわ。
What is wrong with her? What? The words were even colder than the encroaching shadow of death. We need to find out more about her.
山の掟は絶対だというのに。
Bruh. In her hand, she had a bloody grass sickle.
香織さんは、わかってるよね。
Oh my god, she's gonna kill her too, huh? My vision soon faded completely.
兄ちゃんも、よし君も、私たちが楽にしてあげないといけない。
I don't think so. At first, I felt the taste of blood had filled my mouth, but even that was gone
それ
now.
が、私らの使命だって。
I don't think so. I couldn't feel the warmth or cold anymore.
いやよ、そんなの。じゃあいい。死ね。
Why is she like this? I stopped hearing whatever they're up to, and as my consciousness faded, I realized that I'd failed. No! Man, the wolves this time were just awful. I know, why do we have to get a crazy psycho like Haru? Why? Maybe with some other people, maybe it would have worked. See, like, Kaoru, we were able to change her mind. I mean, Kaori, Aribe, yeah. I knew it wasn't going to be that easy. Obtain key 18, irrational purge. All right. See? 17 is probably the other one. Bad ending number 21. So Haru is definitely going to... No. Haru is going to not let us not kill anyone. So, but what is massacre? Is Haru going to do the same thing? Is she just gatekeeping us from, like, peace? Yeah, I mean, let's see what this massacre is about. Righteousness. Of course. Alright.
僕ら
Massacre.
は狼だ。狼は、読み人を皆殺しにしなきゃならない。
It's so funny he's saying this because he just said that, do we want to do this? And he's like, nah, we gotta do this.
結局そうでしょ。
僕はいい。あなたたちはそれでいいんだろうな。
Oh?
自分の大事なものが手にかかる瞬間、背中から刺したりは本当にしないんだろうな。僕はあなた方の神内明神に対する信心を疑っていません。しかし、神の一声で一切の人間性を失えるほど人でなしじゃないとも思ってる。
I don't know about Haru-chan, man.
もう一度問います。本当に殺しますが、いいんですね。
Dot, dot,
わ
dot.
かった。いいですよ。
She went and said it. Why are they like
で
this?
は、香織さんは
Oh
わか
god.
ったわ。
じゃあ、
My words were cut off. And so was my What happened? What? What?
私たちは自分たちで自分たちを殺すべきだったんだ。
What is going on? So she doesn't want to kill? Intense heat or cold in my back. Now, oh my god, I hate this. We are getting cucked by our own teammates here. We're supposed to be the killers, killing other people. Nah, this infighting is too real. I'm getting killed by my own teammates here. I hate this.
そうすれば。読み
Oh
より
my
落ちて
god. I forgot that both of my teammates are psychos. Right. Like, you know how Yasunaga-kun and Tai-san were wolves the first time and they were crazy? But they weren't that crazy. Yeah, Chiami's was pretty crazy, but no, Haru and Kaori, they can be crazy. When the sensation was pulled out of my body, I began to feel my life leaving. I hate this. I'm getting killed once by each of my
そう
teammates.
すれば
Oh my god.
母として
So what's the middle ground if I
あ
don't
の子
kill?
たちを手にかけずに済む。
Oh my god. I understood that she was stuck between a rock and a hard place. But I didn't expect it to be so bad that she'd resort to such drastic measures. What about Haru? I collapsed forward.
はるちゃん
Oh my god. I like how it just literally 180 from the last
じ
scenario.
っとしていてね。
She's so... That was the last thing I heard as I choked on my blood and breathed my last. Had I chosen the wrong way to go about it? How could I have convinced her? My questions faded with my consciousness. God, what do we want to do? Either way is like a lose. Hariti. Okay, I don't know enough Japanese to know what this means. But... Game over. Let me just look up what that means. Okay, so I just looked it up. I think it is... I don't know if I'm probably butchering the pronunciation, but Hariti is like a goddess or something. I think it's Buddhism. I could be wrong, but like a goddess that has something to do with like protecting the children or something. So I think it's supposed to like be a... Nope, we're not watching the hint corner. I think it's supposed to be like a metaphor to Kaori-san being like protective of her children or something. I probably could look more into it, but I think that's the gist of it that I understood. Yeah. Well, Now that we have both keys, also let's go back and look at our keys list. Actually, how do we do that? Well, after we get down. So, yeah, we can finally unlock this. But let me look at our keys. First of all, I want to look at what these... Okay, I never read through this. Yeah, so this is Raging Loop. Apparently, I looked it up. Apparently, loop is like French for wolves or something. So Raging Loop is like Raging Wolves, which really fits that ending. And I thought it was a pretty smart twist. Yeah. Because the wolves are quite crazy in that run. With the union as a human, Rikako-san stunned, blah, 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 okay, yeah. Their self-destructive attack, everyone died, the worst outcome. I have to aim to get the better of them in order to repay Rikako-san for protecting me all the way till then. Yeah, poor Rikako-san, man. By terminating the wolves and preventing the fatal rampage, the humans safely achieved victory. I don't know why. Is it because they're supposedly Yomibito or something? Achieved victory. The mist clear feast ended. All that was left for me to propose to the woman who loved me, or so I thought. Everything turned to ash. Yasumizu was engulfed in mist again. It seems like I looped. The basic problems remains unsolved. I must solve all the mysteries, but how? Okay, I finally become a wolf. But there must be things I can only see from this perspective. To be a wolf means murder is unavoidable. After telling her that, I suppose that ally, Kaori, killed me. I'm glad wolves can be virtuous, but getting killed is my idea of fun. What should I do? I finally become a wolf, but there must be things I can only see from this perspective. It seems that the brainwashing question mark doesn't work on me. Yeah, it doesn't work on him. And then somehow it kind of doesn't exactly work with Kaori-san because she really wanted to protect her sons. So, So we can avoid killing and try breaking the law. When I suggested that, Haru, who advocated adhering to the law, purged me. Perhaps it's impossible to avoid being a killer. I think it is probably impossible to avoid being a killer in this route, which is kind of sad. All I could do here was pick one or the other. Trick them? Oh, I like that. I like that. Let's see how we're going to do it. If I insisted on killing, the mother snapped. If I insisted on not killing, it was the girl. That experience made it impossible to choose either. The locals could have at least had the decency to harbor the same kind of madness. If I continued this with little tricks, it'd lead to problems in the future. And I also wanted to find a scenario which I didn't die. Thus, I decided to spend this time fulfilling the role of the wolf. Also, it seemed easier to create a full fanatic. What? Out of a doubter, then correct an unwavering zealot. I'll have to make Kaori-san kill her sons. What? For that, I need a good story.
信じてもらえるかどうかわからないですが
That's kind of messed up. We're gonna make her kill her sons? That's messed up. She needs a story that can match up to her legends.
僕はね、この村を救いに来たんです。
Okay. Had to be like entertainment and seem like fiction, like something Rikako-san would like.
救いに来た
Yeah, it lended an ear to me. I had it in the bag now.
信じられないかもしれませんが、僕にはなんというか普通の人には見えないものが少しだけ見えるんです。そのせいでいろいろ面倒もありましたけどね。今はこの力を使って面倒ごとの解決を請け負う仕事をしてるんです。
じゃあ世を儚んだって話は？
嘘です。若者が死のうとしてるって話は田舎では受けるんですよ。潜入調査が必要なことが多いんでね。
Okay.
今回は上藤吉のとある方の依頼でここに来たんですけどね。
Okay.
誰よ？長者？
ええ。誰か詳しくは言いませんけどね。安水という場所に昔から怪奇現象があるから調査してくれと。そこで潜入してみたら案の定誰も彼もが人ならぬものになり果てていた。
Oh, so we have to like confirm that they're Yomibito? Kaori-san gasps.
彼らにはその自覚はない。この安水という場所はあの世との境界が曖昧だからあなたたちも彼らもそれに気づかない。だけど一度霧が出たらもうおしまいだ。偽の平和は終わり黄泉に落ちた人たちと争わなければならなくなった。
Let me go back in the logs again. Yeah, I think I understand him now because Kaori-san is like, she's kind of doubting, but like Haru-chan, she's like dead set. You can't change her mind. So the only way he could live is if he changes the person who has like room for doubt or room to change their mind, which is Kaori. So that's why he's doing this.
それが山の神神内明神の望み、僕らが昨晩まみえた人心老面の神の望みのようですね。
どうしてそんなことに。
The truth is less important to the ties to the real story.
元より安水はそういう場所だ。ここの食べ物を食べていれば、いずれ身も心も黄泉のものになる。
Huh.
神内明神のかつてのお守りもそうなった。かの神は霧が立つたび蘇ってくる彼らを撃退せねばならない。
それならなんでこんな回りくどいことを？
Indirect? What do you mean?
かの神がひどく弱くなっているから。
Oh, as in the god. That surprised them both.
神内様が弱い。
ええ、何しろ落ちたお守りを奉ずる四長者にこの山は支配されている。彼らも真相は知らないんだろうね。自分たちの祖がすでに主神を背いて黄泉におもねっているなんて。いずれは根本的に彼らも対処しないといけないでしょう。しかしまずは生き残らないと。
上藤吉もみんな読み人なの？
I mean, I guess now Haru kind of like, she's curious about us, so she's listening to us, so maybe she'll start trusting us a little soon and start spilling some secrets she's been hiding.
いや、あくまで安水に暮らす皆だけが読み人のようだ。あなたたちはその中で唯一の人間。いや、香織さん、あなたもともとここの人間じゃないですね。聖火の
Oh my god. Yes, he's using his past knowledge.
あなたを引き
Yes.
止めてる。
なんでわかったの？
一瞬。
Oh my
見えたんで
god.
すよ。
And they're all superstitious. That was a lie, but as someone experiencing these loops, I could easily simulate the supernatural phenomenon of knowing things before they were told to me.
じゃあ私は？
君は正直言っていいか迷うな。
Oh. I was honest this time. She survived going to Yasumizu 8 years ago. That alone was special enough, but would you be okay to hear it? I would just buy some time.
とりあえずこれは没収ね。
About that question. I took a small, sharp brass sickle from her hand. It didn't seem like a supernatural power exactly. I just needed to look skilled.
よそ者である僕が神内明神の掟に背くんじゃないか。もしそうなら、殺さなくてはってとこかい。
どうして？
荒ごとにも慣れてるからね。あと、香織さんも最悪その辺の包丁で暴れてやろうかって思う。
そんなこと。
I like how she tries to deny it.
いや、あなたの心の中にはそのようなこう思う鬼面の神が潜ん
Oh
でいま
yeah, I
す。
think that's what the name Hariti was referring to. What the hell was I saying? They were intently listening to me at least.
強く正しい神だが、今はあなたを盲目にしている。子供たちを害したくない一心で、
それは
外来者である僕が信頼できない気持ちはわかりますが、僕はこの通りあなたたちの味方だ。読み人にこうするためのスキルと経験もあるし、そのために、香織さん、
いやよ。あの子
That's
たち
true.
が
She
いなけ
would
れ
go
ば
crazy without
私
them.
の人生は何だったのよ。
今言うべきことじゃないのは承知してますが、森部香織さん、彼らの人生は
Oh.
本来旦那さんやその他藤吉村に奪われたもの、失ったものの
Dang.
代替品でもない。
あなた、どこまで。
あなたの右肩に旦那さんがいます。ああ、義経
Oh,
君によく似てらっしゃ
getting
る。
to her. She began crying loudly. What a cliche act this was.
彼らは自分たちが黄泉に落ちたことも知らず、ただ彼らの魂は無言の涙を、
Aww.
あなたは母親として彼らを救う義務がある。あなたは生きてここを出て自分の人生を歩むべきだ。
私は
That's not true. That's not
誰も責
true.
めはしません。
分かっていたわ。私が本当は自分のためにあの子たちを育てて、義継にそばで守ってもらって、
I think that's completely valid. She wasn't even from here to
私に
begin
才
with.
覚がなくて、こんなところから抜け出せないから。
Oh. I looked at Haru-chan, worried she might pull something, but she just shrugged a bit.
私のせいであの子たちは変にお互いを意識
Oh, she
して、
shouldn't blame herself for this, though.
それも知ってる。
I had no idea that Kaori-san was hiding such weakness under her motherly
ど
strength.
うすればいいのか。
I had to ignore my guilt over her taking advantage of it. I know, it's really sad, but it's just like... Well, it's okay, we'll loop back. I mean, it's not okay, but we will loop back and change it.
彼らだって悪くはない。かりそめの平穏の中で休みずの苦境にあえぎながら、でももうおしまいなんです。誰も悪くない。誰も恨めない。
Natural
これは、いわば、
disaster.
世の断りに巻き込まれた災難です。
Yeah. It'd be horrible if that was true. Honestly, I silently hoped that my lie wouldn't become reality. I also felt that the root of all evil in her story, for her, my story with the Hikuchi. They sent her here after all, but I kept quiet about it. Anyways, my story seemed to have captured her completely. ...
一つだけお願いがあるわ。
なんでしょう。
I had to give her something to help gather her resolve.
どうせやるならあの子たちを早く先に楽にしてあげたいの。
Aww, that wouldn't be good for us. If we made the killings personal, someone would notice. Taking out Yasunaga-kun at the start was one thing, but following it up with Yoshitsugu-kun, yeah, that's a bit. Would she even stay seeing one of them gone?
でも香織さん、
いいじゃないですか。
Whoa.
それで
Haru-chan had just silently made herself listen for most of my story, but now she made herself an obstacle? Question mark.
香織さん、そうでなきゃ私たちとは一緒にやれない？
私はあの子たちを楽にしてあげたい。そういうこと。そうだったんだわ。
Aww.
そうしてくれないなら。
What? Okay,
私
that's
は
a little
私
messed
でその
up.
らしいけど、
Yeah, if Kari-san let her emotions take over and acted independently, she most likely put us in a terrible situation. Not the aconite again. She'd probably prepare some food of aconite. Konosuke she would notice, and she'd be hanged. That'd be no use to us. She could also use more messy methods, but no matter what they were, they'd have minimal effect. Violence needed to have perfect timing and force behind it. In that sense, Shemi's rampage last time was perfect. Yeah, that was
あなた
wild.
が市場で息子を殺すことで、あなたは間違いなく疑われるだろう。
構わないわ。私はそれでくくられて。
あなたは外に出るべきだと。
いくらあの子たちやあの人がそう願ってくれても。
僕らも困る。狼が一人減れば、命が3分の1削れるも同じなんです。
But,
ただし、
however, if
あなたの死に方を僕らに任せてくれるなら
then
協力しましょう。
this was awful. ...
構わない。
It was awful. I was awful. This team was awful. Yeah, everything is awful. This team is awful.
今、あなたの旦那さんは見えなくなりました。
あなた、ごめんなさい。
Oh, This is so sad. Crap. To Kari-san, her sons were basically a replacement for her husband. What she wanted now was basically a forced group suicide along her sons. Yeah. That was a compromise. The overlap between the laws of the mountain and her ego. Why were humans so hard to manipulate?
それでは、今日は安永くんを。
Dang.
ええ。
はるちゃんはいいのか？
仕方ないじゃないですか。兄ちゃんは読み人な
Dang,
んだし。
and doesn't she like him too? Dot dot dot.
はるちゃんは
She noticed.
安永
You
のこ
know,
と
yeah, of course she noticed.
お兄ちゃんとして、ね。香織さんが亡きにするって決めたなら、わがままは言わないよ。
I like how she deflects it, but she's not
いい
saying.
子ね。ごめんなさいね。
Everyone in Yasumizu is a good person. I wasn't, and to me, they seemed completely insane. Mamiya-san had probably felt similarly last time. That was why she died like that, and I had no intention to follow her footsteps. I decided I would survive, and if that required me to become the best wolf, so be it. The three of us went through the mist. The wolves parted the gray, cloudy air. It felt like I was in a plane that flown into a cloud at night. We were careful, spreading water to keep the beasts at bay, trying not to trip or fall in the fields. Haruchan and Kari-san were probably being considerate of me, though. Without me, they might have gone ahead quickly and without hesitation. Not just because they were familiar with the land, but also because they seemed just about dangerous enough. They seemed like if they decided on it, they could march straight to their grave. We were headed to the dorm. The disgusting deal with Kari-san left us a few options to choose from. Though getting rid of Yasunaga-kun wasn't a bad choice. He was extremely supportive of Hashimoto-san, so without him, the cameraman would lose some of his influence. Yes, but what if he was protective? Also, Hashimoto-kun is actually a really big threat to us. Because I thought about it. He is smart, but also because, like, the thing about him mentioning that he has a family and, like, 3 sons, like, he is not going to die. He's going to try his best to survive to get back to his family. Like, I trust that much. So he's going to do everything he can to, like, find the wolves. He might even play some tricks to, like, get us to expose ourselves or something like that. So Hashimoto-san might be the biggest threat right now. And by shutting Hashimoto-san up, we would damage Mamiya-san too. I already knew Takumi-san and Kanzo-san's weaknesses. I had to worry about Chiemi's true hidden nature. Wait, but she's not a wolf this time, right? As for Rikako-san, honestly, I felt that if I did things same as last time, she would side with me again. The rest weren't very influential though. I just had to be careful that they didn't go hysterical or on a rampage. My biggest concern right now was Mochi. Oh yeah, he is. It seemed entirely likely that he would know who the wolves were on gut instinct alone. Wouldn't he do something if he found out Haru-chan was a wolf? Though right now, I was merely considering the kind of people they were, not the guardians they might have had. I only could hope that they'd want Mako. They'd went to Mako, the old wolf guy. That happened to make them harder to control. ... Something about Takumi-san was bugging me too. Yeah, exactly.
まだ死ねない。
Well, he's not the snake because he didn't expose himself like last time, but it was also... He definitely has a guardian, I think.
待って。
Yeah,
一
yeah.
応注意。
He looked like he was gonna
加
say
護を持っている人
Yeah,
は
I
注意
think
した
he
方が
has
い
a
い。
guardian. I can't die yet. He was attached to Yasumizu because of Tyson and Kaori-san, and he had a sense of responsibility as the local young leader. When you consider that, him saying that he couldn't die right now didn't really make sense. That meant that he had a guardian. Yasunaga-kun had realized it too, so he jumped into the conversation, just like he'd done for me last time. ... On the first loop, Takumi-san had revealed that he was a snake on the very first day. What if that was about to happen again? Oh, so what if he was a snake again? Yeah. Mochi was a monkey back then too, and he was one now, again. Though everything else was different. Back then, the other monkey had been Mako. However, if there were some sort of rules for deciding who would get guardians, it wasn't unlikely that they would get the same ones. if he were a snake, I'd kill him and pass myself off as his guardian. We would gain a huge advantage. It was worth considering at least.
着きましたよ、夫妻さん。
As I thought to myself, we arrived in front of the dorm. I could see the misty moonlight accentuating the building's outline. For whatever reason, I'd already smelled blood. What? Oh no, it reminded me of Haru-chan and Kaori-san's brutalized bodies. That sure was terrible. Is he getting PTSD? Those murders, ridicule, and laughed at humanity to the fullest extent. I wanted to have my boundaries when it came to that, at least. That sentiment came to mind.
だわ。
Wait, and faded as soon as Kaori-san said that. So what happened? She was pointing at the stairs to the dorm. There was blood all over the rusty metal stairs. What happened? Why? Why was this here? Whose blood was this? Did someone forget to shelter? Where was their corpse then? Visibility was poor as ever, but I looked around and found something humanoid on the ground. A few seconds later, I finally noticed. Oh, what the fuck? That someone was standing just a few meters ahead. Is it Chiemi? I can't. But we all have our masks, right? I gasped, and the other wolves only noticed it a few seconds later. I freaking... of course it's Chiemi! What did I just say, guys? I quickly realized that the person there was Chiemi Serizawa. She had something in hand. Oh my god, why? It was a sawed-off double-barreled shotgun. How is she awake? When you considered her madness, it made sense. She could totally underestimate the corruption and put herself on the line to kill all the wolves by herself. And it was also worth mentioning that she had a gun, a rarity here in Japan. She stood way better chance than Yoshitsugu Oribe, whose courage only got him torn into pieces. We were only human, and that gun could instantly kill us. I hadn't predicted this. I was off guard. Right at Haru-chan and Kaori-san squealed, she raised her arm. Honestly, I was impressed. She managed to stay unpredictable every single loop. What about the first one, though? I wouldn't have stood a chance against her if I didn't have my looping. She was a joker to me. A bloody, merciless joker. Alright, I had clearly lost this time. I had to do better next time. Oh, what is going on at that moment? Oh my god, does the corruption get her? Her lips moved. A flash? Oh my god. What I saw wasn't the Reaper, but a smile, lost to a crimson explosion. At that moment, I wasn't able to do anything but stand in place, completely frozen. Wait, what? The two behind me shrieked and clutched my shoulders, but I ignored them. Chiemi. Wait, what? I thought she shot us. What just happened? Chiemi had committed suicide. With a mischievous smile, she put the sawed-off shotgun in her mouth and blown her head off from the jaw up. What is going on? That was insanity. This time, she gone way beyond whatever I could imagine. What is going on? I was not expecting this. Like, what was this? What was this feeling of loss? Was I feeling it because I wouldn't see her ever again in this loop? Was it despair at the fact that the part of my brain was actually thinking, crap, we wasted one night's worth of murders. Wait, what do you mean? So does that mean we can't kill anymore, but she's not? Huh? Or...
Haruaki-san.
What? Was it the fact that...
みたいにはならないで。
Huh? I would never be able to ask her what she said. Wait, was she...
どういうことなの？ねえ、夫妻さん。知恵ねえが。
How is she not, like, falling asleep also? Like, don't they instantly fall asleep at night?
もう、今日は殺せない。
Is it because it's one kill per night and it doesn't matter who kills? So was she trying to protect the people? What is going on? What? That's crazy. So the fact that she had a gun means that she had it at the very beginning too. Like when she first rescued us in that first loop, right? So why does she have the gun? Did she really want to kill someone? Like what is going on?
一世に一人の起きて、 もう殺せない。きっと彼女はカゴ車じゃない。
Also, why didn't she do this the first time, the first route? Is it because like she wanted to protect us, but now she didn't have like the connection to Haruaki that she was felt like it was okay to go ahead and like do that? I don't know.
自ら犠牲を買って出ることで、今日、人の側の有用な人物が殺されることを防いだ。
Dang.
おそらく、彼女はただの人。おそらく、自分にできる最大の貢献がこれだと判断して。
That was messed up.
じゃあ、
安永くんは、殺せません。
そんな。
Not the oh no.
仕方ないよ、香織さん。二人以上の血を流せば、あなたの望みも叶えられなくなる。
してやられましたね。乾杯です。
Dot. Or did she really? I felt like I still couldn't match her in cunning no matter how hard I tried. I stayed still for a decent bit, just looking at her immobile remains within the mist.
それでは、手はず通りに。
はい。みちみち気をつけて。おやすみなさい。
I can't believe that the gunshot didn't wake everyone up. Like, what? We couldn't just stand here, so for now we returned to the dining hall and talked. They should take that gun and then maybe could make her look like corruptions. I know, like, yeah, it's what's it called? It's not exactly how corruption usually looks like, but what if like they took the gun and made it look like, oh, she was outside, so she was a wolf and she was subject to corruption. I don't know. My body was completely wet, but I'd worn the costume for so long, I'd actually began sweating. So taking off the mask was way too refreshing. And when it was time to return, Haruchan and I once again put on the mask and left the dining hall fully equipped. There was almost no water in the bucket by this point. But honestly, since our costumes are so wet, it wasn't likely that the bringers or corruptions would attack us. But what is the bringers of corruption?
ここまででいい。そこの坂から登ったら工事現場だから。
Haruchan said that right in front of the dorm. Her tone was uncaring as always, and her words seemed to express some consideration.
大丈夫かい？あそこには。
知恵姉の死体。
ああ。君は苦手じゃないのか？
苦手だけど。というか、得意だったらやばいし。でも、夜だし。
So what? I didn't get her reasoning. So like she wouldn't be able to see it? Like what? Though I could kind of relate to her.
じゃあ、手はず通りにね。
The plan?
わかった。
We'll see what the
ちょっとは
plan
頼
is.
りになりそうかい？
まあ、そうかも。
Was that enough to assure that all went fine from tomorrow onwards? We'll see. I was worried, but I had no choice but to keep on going.
じゃあ。
Well, you know what? The good thing is that we didn't kill as a wolves. So, I turned around. A voice from behind stopped me. I turned back at her. ... She was standing right there. Still clad in her small wolf outfit. Just like before, I couldn't see her face, but I felt that something was off. ... At the core of it, what is going on? ... Was the fact that what? She was laughing. Oh my god, not again. Okay, it's the whatever Kami-sama or whatever now. Why is she so loud? Was this the
なんともなんともなんとも傑作。先ほどの茶番吹き出さぬよう必死でしたぞ。
Okay, so this is definitely some outside observer. So I don't know how they switch spots with Haru, but
そして神内明神が弱まっておるとはなんと痛快なんと面白い。
so she definitely is possessed, I guess, or unless like, or let's just split personality if we're going with scientific or whatever.
神をも恐れぬとはこのことよな。
Hey, that's a new sprite.
お前。
なんじゃ得意の力とやらでカンパなさればよろしかろう。
Yeah, what is she?
方便であっても 貫き通せば誠になるやもしれませぬぞ。
The question mark?
お前、はるちゃんなのか？それとも、狼付きなのか？
おやおや、おやおやおや。貴様もつまらぬことを言いなさる。
Huh.
神内明神のやつは、あの通り、赤い霧の中に見られたであろう。
あんなものはまやかしだ！
まやかしであろうが目に見える。
No one said you can't see illusions. Question mark? Exclamation mark?
貴様は何を見て来られたのか？この三峡に息吹世紀をこれほど受けて。
And they know that we loop too, so what is going on?
神というものに。
God?
何度落ちて、何度地獄を見れば、真実にたどり着けることかの。
So are we the only one seeing the phenomenon, or has Haru-chan seen it too? Because she believes that Ran Chami believes it too. So have they, like, I don't think they looped. I
教えて
don't
く
know.
れ！
Throwing away my shame and honor, I grabbed her by the shoulders and shook
あ
her.
んたは何者なんだ？僕は一体どうなってる？
殿方にすがられるのは悪い気もせぬが、この娘に嫌われますぞ。
Oh, is
はる
she,
ちゃんとは違うのか？
so they're not the same person.
問われるばかりも退屈なれば、一つだけお答え申そうか。神は、三柱おる。
Three gods? Is she one? Is Chami one? Huh? I know
知ってる。
that. Okay.
狼様は
Yeah.
親子三人だって話だろう？
The parents and a child. Interesting.
わかっておられるな。神内明神など、親子まとめて杵でついてこね回して作った。
What?
この三峡には、あと二柱。まあ、一柱は、取るに足らぬ死に体の神であるが。
Is Rikako like a quote unquote god? Because she like did that divine act on us that saved us from death, right? Which is supposedly impossible? So is she referring to that? I mean, I don't know.
残る一柱が、貴様の敵じゃ。
Is Chami the other way? Like, what's going on with that? She shoved my hands
暗
away.
く長き山のよとぎに、良きお方が来られたものよの。明晩、またまみえようぞ。町のお方。
Well, I mean, we do get to see more of that. The girl dashed away and disappeared into the dark mist. I didn't hear a single sound after that. I mean... ... It was a lot of info to process. I woke up feeling an overwhelming exhaustion. It was 5 in the morning. A time when Kanzo-san was already active. I wanted to sleep more, but I couldn't let them suspect that I was a wolf based on the idea that I didn't get enough rest. After returning here last night, I changed my clothes, wiped my body, and wondered how I was supposed to hide the costume parts. Yeah, at the end, I hid it under some newspaper, which is very cartoonish. If the humans found it just like that, I'd be the butt of some bizarre joke. Part of me did hope that it would be gone by the time I woke up, though. I gone to sleep at 2 in the morning, and sure enough, the costume was gone by the time I woke up. This makes no sense. Like, what? Well, of course it would be. If the costume remained, you could easily find the wolves by checking everyone's homes during the day. Last time when I had infiltrated Chami's room to mess with her guns, I hadn't seen anything like this. Also, if humans found out there was something so artificial involved in the whole wolfing business, the Yumibito side of the story, that the monster had transformed into humans would have been rendered unbelievable. No matter how much the locals reviewed Yasumizu's legend, I felt like the feast wouldn't get anywhere without the fear caused by the idea that they were dealing with something supernatural. ... Was the thing I'd seen on the first time actually Yasunaga-kun or Tai-san wearing the wolf outfit? That's what I was thinking. Like, was it? but maybe he just had like a warped perception of it, maybe? That didn't seem far off the mark, and the mist and the darkness made the costumes look extremely convincing, yeah. Maybe that was the Great Lord Shinai himself as he appeared in the red mist that one time. Yeah, I think so. That could be it. According to Haru-chan, that was a god, but... Forget that. Was Haru-chan herself? How did she know about my looping exactly? It actually seemed like she even knew about its cause. Possessed by the wolf, the Okami, by the great god? There were 3 gods, and that had nothing to do with the Okami-sama being a group of 3? Was Great Lord Shinai a tripartite god? Yeah, is it like... Yeah, 3 parts or something? And one of the other 2 was my enemy? What the hell was that supposed to mean? She gave me a lot of information, but it was all vague and uncertain. Oh my god, it's Mochi, maybe one of them? He has really good intuitions, I don't know. Were there mysteries and legends I still didn't know about? That'd make most of my current investigation completely off the mark. Was I missing or misinterpreting something crucial about the info I already had? God. This made me really want to rely on Mamiya-san, Tai-san, or Rikaku-san's knowledge. But this time, I was their enemy and I had to kill them all. Though this time, Mamiya-san was in a decent state, so I would ask her before I got rid of Hashimoto-san. She wouldn't know the true motives behind that. ... Yeah, that was... Why was Chami's face flashing through my mind every now and then? I went outside, intentionally avoiding looking at the dorm, and headed to the plaza. Kanzo-san and Takumi-san were already there, and they told me about Chami's death. No one else was missing. Then all that blood was... Oh well, it didn't matter. Wait, yes it does! What is that blood then? Did Chami, like, spill it to gather attention? Or what? As we waited in the plaza, we were eventually joined by Kaori-san. She seemed a lot better than yesterday. Her mind had stabilized a bit once she started looking at killing her sons in a positive manner? Yeah. At least she doesn't have the eye bags and whatever. Yesterday we'd agreed on 5 things. We would focus on information control and gathering, as in we would avoid having secret talks and try to listen in on any that the humans had. We would avoid talking about things we weren't supposed to, like the cause of Chami's death. Haru-chan would contribute to the feast once, and continue being as anti-elder and anti-outsider as possible. That makes sense, so it avoids like the connection between us. Kaori-san would declare that she would follow Yasunaga's Kun's vote and do it even if he was voting for a wolf. Okay, those are smart strategy. And finally, we would fake our guardians. However, I would be the first to act, and only from the 3rd day onwards. The plan was focused on mostly keeping them from looking suspicious or doing something they didn't have to. I was apprehensive about trying to get them go wild like Chami did and have them kill more humans, yeah. After all, I didn't have the trust or charisma for that. Yeah, let's just not do that, okay? Of course, my final goal was my own survival, not theirs. Dang. Well, yeah, we do have to solve the mystery, okay? So we can't die. There would probably be situations in which I had to use them as human shields, or just situations where it was an option, but... Don't become... I didn't want to become just a murderer. Wait, did she know it was us? Because she's a Haruaki-san, right? Huh. Does she know something about the mist too? A situation where I, not Haru-chan or Kaori-san, was the one suspected was the best path to lead us to victory. True. And also as an outsider, I had to gain their trust and make them certain I wouldn't betray them at this feast. And on top of that, I would survive. There have been many unexplained deaths during his turn, but there was no denial that he survived as a wolf. I thought about those deaths, especially Yoshitsugu and Mochi's, many times so far, and I couldn't really believe that Yasunaga was the one who organized them. Yoshitsugu was just corruption, right? And Mochi, we never figured out what that was, actually. I'm still suspecting the old man, because, like, the old man... I just think that the old man, like, was the one who just got rid of both himself and Mochi, but I don't understand why Rikaku-san became like a Yomibito or something. That I don't understand. He didn't get rid of his allies, and he stood up against Tai-san, even if not as blatantly as she had when she was human. Personally, I thought that was the right way to handle it. I had to prepare for anything while trying to make sure that all the wolves survived. Anyway, I was silently preparing the food. By the time it was 7, everyone besides Chiemi had gathered in the dining hall. Yasunaga's-kun's face was pale. Apparently, she committed suicide right in front of his... Ooh, that's... yeah. Seeing that right after waking up certainly wasn't my idea of a good time. Absolutely no one's idea of a good time, especially when it was the girl you liked and respected. That's depressing. But she didn't seem too fazed by her death. He was too busy helping Yasunaga-kun cope with it. Aww. As for Haru-chan...
兄ちゃん、無理しないで。この椅子座って。座布団は毛布とかいる？
いや、いいよ。
もっち、元気の出る薬草とかないかな？
Dang, I mean, I just realized that this is the first time that, usually in the past 2 loops she survived till endgame. And this time is just like, she went out real fast,
Oh.
Garlic? I don't think...
ヒル？嫌よ、そんな気持ち悪い。
She was overdoing it. When she appeared natural, wasn't she supposed to act even more shocked than Yasunaga-kun? Feeling uncomfortable about this, I continued preparing the food when Takumi-san spoke up.
もうみんな知ってるだろうが、寄生してたちえみが死んだ。
Aww. There was some silent noise. Kari-san muttered Chiemi's name, while I created a gloomy expression.
言った通りだったな。そうかな。俺はどうも奇妙だと思ってる。
あんな殺し方。人にできますかね。まるで獣のような。
Dumbass, what?
どうかされたんです？織部さん。
いえ、この辺で人を襲うのはイノシシかツキノワグマだけですけど、まさかそんなのまで。
I mean, I guess she covered
いや、
it.
そういうんじゃねえ。おやっさん。何か心当たりあるか？ねえ。
That was the end of the exchange. Had she masked her blunder well? Making the wolves say things that only they knew was a good way of the humans to find them out. Rochi had fallen for last time, and there was no guarantee I wouldn't slip up while I talked. I had to make sure I didn't fall into the same situations as she did. But beasts? Badgers? Was her body attacked by the bringers of corruptions afterwards?
一応、写真は撮ったのですけ
Oh,
どね。
yeah, he is a
繰
photographer.
り返すが、外に出るとき消せよ、おっさん。
Can we see it though?
ええ、それが必要なら。とりあえず必要があれ。
絶対やめた方がいいです。
I think she was subject to corruption. You could tell by the expression that she'd seen it. She looked like she wouldn't touch the food for the whole day. Whether we looked or not didn't affect our chances of being found out, so I just raised my hand.
わしも
You and I were the only one who's looked at it, and the others surely believed that looking at it would do no good. I looked at the back monitor of Hashimoto-san's camera, an expensive digital eye model from just last year. Yeah, it was completely different from what I'd seen, so it's probably the corruption. It was actually pretty close to the results of the corruption that I'd seen in the previous feast. It was a mountain of chewed and torn up meat and bones. It made me nauseous, or at least I acted like it did. I was used to it at this point.
ひどいな。
This man was really active this time.
狼じゃないの。
Huh? He'd actually said something other than the wolf is coming and even asked something. Wait, what? ... In response, Kanzo-san just grunted, clearly displeased. He wanted to use this as evidence to hang the wolves in the face, but there were some problems. One of them was that Chiemi seemed to have died to the corruption, and it didn't make sense.
じいちゃんは汚れを受けてしもうた。
これは物意味の金を。
Dang.
破られた
I
の
mean,
で
we
しょ
can definitely use this to our advantage, saying that maybe she was a wolf and I don't
で
know.
も知恵姉がそれを知らないわけないでしょ。知恵姉もお話は怖がってたんだから。はい。どうして
I mean, I can
こんな
understand
ことに
from the humans' perspective, they must be very confused, but I think this is actually really good for the wolves.
僕に用があったのかな。だから僕の部屋の前に。
Okay, alright, calm down. This is not some time to think about that.
思い当たる件は
何も。なんなら避けられてると思ってたし。
Dot dot dot. What? Was the idea that she committed suicide about to be glossed over? Was it because they didn't find the gun? Yeah, where did the gun go? That would be... Flying right now might be dangerous.
とにかく予想もしてねえことだ。飯食ったら片付けて。
待ってください。私専門家じゃありませんけど、現場保存ってものがある。
Yeah.
片付けないと不都合があるのですか？
俺らの感覚じゃな。犯人探しより今そこに転がってる。
なるほど。
橋本さん。
言う通りにしよう。ああ、ムロさんと牧島さん。じゃあ、僕と Q ちゃんで食堂周辺を見回っていましょう。その方がよくありませんか？
おやっさん、どう思う？
でけえの猿だったな、お前。
ええ。
見回りは任せる。何でもいいから獲物持ってけ。
なるほど。わかりました。
Hashimoto-san pointed out the necessity for patrols, came out as a reliable volunteer and became even more trustworthy. On the other hand, he was giving himself a way to talk to Mamiya-san in secret. Was this his way of separating her, whose identity wasn't confirmed yet, from the rest of the group? I had to calm down. This first part was his move was obviously great, but I wasn't sure about the second one. Hashimoto-san was an active player, but I couldn't tell which of his actions were intentional and which were coincidence.
というわけで、食べられる人は朝ごはんを食べた方がいいでしょうね。僕はいただきたいな。いいですか？
はい、もちろん。匠さんも大丈夫ですか？
おう。かおりさん、もちろんいただくよ。
And I guess I was thinking about what Chami said. I don't know if she knows about the looping for us to not just become a murderer. I think she did that not only to... I mean, she definitely did it to protect her people, the humans. But I think she also, just didn't want us to become a murderer. I don't know why she's... we barely talked to her this round, so does she have memories of the past also?
本当に食べて大丈夫なのかね。
You had to say it now? Of all times?
てめえ何が言いて？
私も別に不要な気遣いをしたくてしているわけではない。実際に人が死んだ。迷信に従って。そんな状況だからこそ。
何言ってんだてめえ、あ？まさかババアを疑ってんじゃねえだろうな。
まあ。
Unlike how he was so far, Konosuke she spoke the words without any sarcasm. He had read the mood and chosen to become the resentable but not wrong kind of character? No, he wasn't that considerate.
義経やめろ。野里さんは今回、正しい。
へばってんなら兄貴は黙ってろ。
Dot dot dot.
母さん、味見はしたよね。
Dot dot dot. Something wasn't right here. Why was everyone so sharp so early in the game?
もちろん。
Good. Kari-san understood what they meant.
でも、もう一度いただいた方が良さそうね。
Nice. Good job.
Yeah.
What?
僕がいただきます。
This was my time. Everyone wanted to suspect me over anyone else, so I had to eat before they did. Oh, I see. They just didn't want it to be poisoned, huh? That was the only way to make them understand that I didn't add any poison to the food. Unfortunately for them, we weren't pulling anything like that this time. I tasted the food, then gave everyone a show of me rewashing the dishes, making them finally agree that the food was safe. We then had breakfast. Mamiya-san and Yasunaga-kun refused, while Haru-chan ate quite a lot actually. And then Takumi-san and Kanzo-san left the dining hall. Also, someone is a badger now, right? So who's the badger? Well, we don't know.
それじゃ、僕はこの周りをぐるぐる回って、危険な獣がいるかもしれないから、ここを離れない方がいいけど、声の届く範囲で自由時間にしましょう。
私も行くんですよね。
他に誰か行くかい？
Question mark?
うん。じゃあ、僕らだけで行こう。
That's smart because he asked people if they want to come and then nobody said anything, so they can have secret talks or something. I didn't understand what his final words meant. What if accepting the offer was the right choice?
片付けましょうか。
This was my job, so this is the right thing for me to do. Right? By the time we finished cleaning up, only 5 people were left in the dining hall. And then let's look at the chart. Like, I mean, I'm glad that so far we didn't have to kill anyone yet as a wolf. Okay, alright.
メイコ、髪が跳ね、いや、いらない。
Aw.
うっせえ。
Taizan was in her praying mode, Rikaku-san was busy caring for Meiko, who seemed in a foul mood. Kinosuke seemed to want to call out to her, while Yoshitsugu-kun just seemed pissed. The Jodos were outside, while Takumi-san, who returned for a moment, had left once again.
おやっさん、外の方を見て回るってよ。宴は昼過ぎにしようってことだが、なんかあるか？
Just like yesterday, no one argued. People needed reasons to not follow an already established process. Yasunaga-kun was the first one to point that out, and
わかったよ、匠に。
he looked really trained.
ちっと話すか、ヤス。
え？
春、近持ち、ちょっとヤス借りるぞ。久石、香織さん、ちょっと俺ん家まで戻ってくる。
Aww.
了解です。
すみません。お気遣いを。
そんなんじゃねえさ。大丈夫か？
うん。大丈夫。
Yeah, I was right in front of his room, so.
バカ野郎！昨日ああやって覚悟決めたんじゃねえかよ、兄貴！
よし。誰にだって弱みってのがあるんだ。いや、縁起でもねえ。忘れてくれ、香織さんも。
いいえ、私が言わなきゃならないことでした。
俺は覚悟してる。
Oh, and I guess he didn't go out this time because everybody like spoke, like had their exchanges. Okay, that makes sense. Takumi-san and Yasunaga-kun left.
はるちゃん、その辺でなんか積もっか。霧が怖かったりしない？
He noticed.
もう平気よ。
He's like, something's off. He definitely knows she's a wolf. Haru-chan, acting as weird as always, left us alongside Mochi. This situation was clearly set up by Hashimoto-san. Everyone split up and were free to have secret talks. What was the purpose of this? Was I just overthinking it? Were they taking the opportunity given to them with no ulterior motives whatsoever?
ひとまずこれでよし。久石さんも休んでらっしゃい。
休んでか。
みんな出て行ってしもうて。黄泉の木。
ええ。だからちょっとみんなが心配で。見てきます。
How would a good wolf spend this strange time? Are we gonna have choices again? I didn't even think of anything. Was I a dumbass? Well, I did have some ideas, but they all seemed like bad moves. Traps, basically. Could I eavesdrop on someone's secret chats? It would work out when it was dark, but during the day, you could see anyone within a whopping few meters. Could I just join one of their conversations? Wasn't it best to just avoid secret chats in the first place? Was it normal for wolves to be so paranoid? ... A part of me couldn't help but suspect that Mochi or Hashimoto-san was hiding in the mist. I couldn't see or hear anyone, so my brain perceived this world as empty. Before the unease and loneliness took over, such situations made me feel all-powerful. No one would blame me for anything I did. I could lay down on the road, go commando, and just shout out I was a wolf, but all of that was just an illusion. Was this also some sort of trap to get a wolf to do something stupid? Or was this some sort of filter that got caught that caught those so paranoid that they actually believed in stuff like that? Ugh, crap. I just wanted to scream and run around. I wanted to do something that no one could predict. I looked up to the sky. And suddenly, the ground vanished beneath my feet. What? Ow. Basically, I walked over a small cliff. Since I was unstable and fell feet first, I ended up hitting my legs, ass back, and head on the ground below. Even if there were no fees, someone could actually die in the mist by accident, and now I knew that better than ever. As I tried to get up, I felt intense pain in my leg. Oh, that's really bad. This was so stupid. Also, the area below the plaza was clearly out of bounds, so I was breaking the rules here. Though this is an accident I hadn't planned myself, so I couldn't draw any more suspicion than I already had. As I stood up. Oh, I heard a voice behind my right side, and along with something metallic. I instantly raised my hand, but the pain that came over me made me groan. I nearly fell to my knees out of pain, but I wasn't afraid that he wouldn't tolerate any sudden movement, so I just slightly bent my body.
落ちたか
はい。
ひねったか
はい。すみません。どうしよう。
Another metallic sound, followed by a few different ones. I had no idea what they meant, so I just became more tense.
弾抜いた。安心せ。
Okay. I slowly turned to the right. Kansa-san now had his gun over his shoulder, not ready to fire. That let me finally relax, but my legs still hurt. I might have sprained it.
歩けんか
少し休めば。
左か
ど
れ
To my surprise, he rested the gun in a more comfortable position, then came up to me, crouched, and lent me his shoulder. He seemed much shorter than me, but it was probably an illusion caused by his posture. We were probably about equal in height. Also, his body was a whole lot more solid than mine. Every part touching me seemed to be covered in hard muscle. I wasn't too fond of the idea of being punched by this beast. Now that I thought about it, all the wolves so far were physical weaklings. They even needed guns to make it through a direct confrontation during the day.
すみません。
慣れてねえならおとなしくしとれ
It's so dark.
はい。
お前狼は誰だと思う
Does he trust us now? This wasn't like him either. He really didn't seem like the type of person to ask that kind of thing here. Of all places, from the person he trusted at least. Is it because we fell? He trusts us now?
皆さんから見れば僕なんじゃないですか。こんな時に外から来て素性も知れなくて。
てめえがうさんくさいのと狼かどうかは関係ねえ。
A considerate response? From him? Something wasn't right here. Yeah, was this a trap? What was I to do here? Got it. Oh my god, what is this? What? What is this? 3 and 20, we had neither of those keys. Okay, well.
あ、はるちゃん。
The moment I said that, he stopped walking. It made me put more weight on my left leg, making me groan in pain.
ハルがどうした
His grip seemed to become unnaturally
い
stronger.
え、昨日あれだけ霧に怯えてたのに、今日はらしくないとは思いましたけど。
しょうもない。
そうなんです。
女いうもんは男と子のためならこだわりを捨てる。
For a moment, that sounded like sexism, but then I realized it could be interpreted as criticism of men, who often clung to their biases no matter what. That aside, analyzing his words made it clear that Haru-san's change was because of a man.
ああ、安永くんですか。はるちゃんは安永くんが好きなんでしょうか。
皆、そう言うとる。
But does she? Everyone, huh? That was the countryside for you. Love stories had nowhere to hide. Poor Haru-chan.
でも安永くんは千恵美ちゃんが死んでショックなようでした。
若いもんのすいたキロータは面倒なもんよ。いつの時代も変わらん。
He resumed walking. Basically, he was wary of any suspicions directed to his granddaughter because of some worthless childish soap opera stuff. I totally understand. The truth was that she actually was a wolf, and she was acting like that because she was overdoing the plan I set up, so the suspicions were completely right. In other words, those suspicions could fade even quicker if someone else presented an even simpler story as an alternative. ...
実は僕もちえみちゃんのことが少し好きになり始めてたんです。霧が出る前ですけど、彼女に今お相手はいるのかって聞いたんですけど、で、当然外の町の方にいるのかと聞いたら、そこは濁されて。ただ、どうやら相手に二股をかけられてるから別れようかなとか言ってまして。
Was she making this up? What a sudden change.
本当か?
What? He gripped my arm really hard, and I, grimacing with a pain in my leg, looked straight into his wrinkly face.
おい!
What?
聞いたかどうかなら本当です。
Why is he so mad?
それに、彼のこととはわかりません。違うかもだし。
After looking at nothing in particular, he turned away from me.
安永くんはいい子だと思いますよ。
He didn't give any sort of response. All right. I just sown the seeds of malice. Wait. Did she think... Did Chiemi... Did he think we were talking about Yasunaga-kun cheating on her? What? But they're not even together. Once I returned to the dining hall, Tai-san took a look at my injury.
じゃから外に出ん方がええって言ったのに。
すみません。本当に危ないですね。
それがええわよ。
Tai-san brought out a hand towel from the counter and skillfully bandaged my leg. She even put some weird leaves on my skin. Apparently, they help with sprains like this. She then took a wet towel in a plastic bag and applied it to the wound where it was substituted for ice, and it worked better than you'd think. Despite this being a medical matter, Kyotosuke refused to get involved. Orthopedics weren't his specialty, apparently. The empty pride he displayed when he was saying that that actually calmed me down is very like him.
すみません。ねえ、ふ
さゆきさん、骨折？
難しい言葉を知ってるね。でもこれは捻挫。
捻挫？
ねんざ。
で、ら？
Oh, was I that bad talking?
痛いの？
すごく痛いよ。
天罰ね。
Huh? Punishment? Did I hear that right?
ふさゆきさんに天罰、悪いことしたから。
Huh?
濡れ衣だ。どうしたんです今日。
すみません。今日はどうしてか。ずっと。
She really did seem like she was in a bad mood. ... Had she seen something? I was worried for a moment, but Meiko hadn't said anything more. She just continued being sulky. What was her deal? Yeah, she's never acted like that before. Eventually, everyone returned, and this ended up being nothing major. My injury was actually the biggest event. Some were worried, some picked on me, some scolded me for not being careful. Their reactions were varied, but it didn't look like anyone suspected me because of it. Yasunaga-kun was in a better mood today. When Haruchan and Mochi brought some foraged goods, he thanked them with a smile. There was debate about whether he'd actually eat the stuff. Tai-san said something about the corrupt mist, and Kyonosuke considered the possibility of there being poisoned plants, etc. We chopped it all up, put some sauce into it, and the volunteers, the children, Hashimoto-san, the industrious food critic Mamiya-san, ate up. Nothing happened, of course. Because of my injury, no one wanted to go outside anymore. An hour after lunch, Kanzo-san said it was time, and we began to feast. Oh, dang, it's so sad. It feels so empty. Half grinning in response, I drank more of the divine sake than usual. I mean, I guess it does help. As far as I knew, though, alcohol wasn't good for you when you were injured. Oh, okay, never mind. Thus, the feast started.
やっぱり、まず知恵みについて考えたい。なんであんなことになった？
Yeah.
安永、考えはあるか？
Takumi-san started out by giving the lead to Yasunaga-kun, who readily accepted it. They probably decided on this during their secret talk. He gave several ideas. Chemi could have accidentally wandered outside on some errand. She also could have not returned home for some reason. And lastly, Chemi could have been killed by the wolves who wanted to make it look like the corruption did it. That was when Takumi-san mentioned that you couldn't stay awake even if you wanted to, and Yoshitsugu couldn't vouch for that. Everyone agreed that it was unlikely that she had accidentally gone outside. The talk was similar to the one we had during talking about Mamiya-san's death last time. However, unlike this time, it had been given that Mamiya-san had returned to her room once, so we reached the conclusion that she, a person who didn't end up sleeping, was a wolf. Wait, what? Mamiya had turned to her room once? Wait, what? The idea that Chemi didn't return back home to begin with had me forming a certain theory. According to Chemi from the first loop, you could be outside until 8 in the evening. Yesterday, I'd woken up about 10 p.m., meaning that everyone in their rooms between 8 and 10 would go to sleep, or rather be forced into sleep. That was when the wolves would be woken up and get into the wolf outfit they were given that night and do their deeds. From what I could tell, the humans would stay asleep. That was why they were always killed without putting up a fight. After that, the wolves would return to their homes and be forced to sleep again. And then the wolf outfit would be picked up, and they would wake up the following morning. The Feast of the Yummy Purge wouldn't work without the sleep function, yeah. However, I knew for a fact that people could die by just being outside their rooms. The first time it happened to Mamiya-san and Hashimoto-san, they wanted to spend the night in their van, while Yoshitsugu-kun was torn apart because of his own recklessness. Last time, if you included Mamiya-san and Wolf, Yoshitsugu-kun suggested going outside right after everyone going to bed. The first time, he'd probably gone outside long before everyone was forced to sleep. Basically, if you were in a room at a certain time, you would be forced to go to sleep. That was probably the true meaning behind the shelter taboo. It was just a prerequisite for the main factor controlling the feast: dreaming, or in other words, sleeping. That was why those who didn't shelter were eliminated by the bringers of corruption. Looking at it that way, I felt like I could see the cunning logical truth behind the Great Lord Shinai. So is it like people orchestrating this and they just like put sleeping gas or like something to make people fall asleep at a certain time? I don't know. Anyway, the main matter right now is Chemi. I had no idea how she could survive outside until she committed suicide, but I would just assume she did. I also didn't know if she was waiting for the wolves or just happened to encounter us when we went to the dorm. And what was that blood? However, it was clear that she'd been outside the whole time. Yasunaga-kun also believed that and said so to everyone. His own idea was that it was actually a murder, made to look like a rule violation, and was dismissed because Chemi's futon wasn't even spread out in her room. Wait, what? Her futon wasn't spread out? That meant that she hadn't even intended to dream last night.
つまりヤッスンは理由はよくわかんないけど、チエ姉が死んだのは事故みたいなもんで、狼は誰も殺してないってことを言いたいのかな？
ああ。
After Yasunaga-kun explained this position, Mochi interjected. He was a passive participant, but really good at it. Most of his few words on the mark. Yeah, that's true. He was also the monkey, so no one had to worry about him trying to mislead people.
つまり、狼はやっぱり殺すのをためらったってわけか。
僕はそう思う。
Namin's interpretation was actually good for us. Though we didn't plan for it, we got rid of a human, and there wouldn't be a hanging today as a retaliation. At least, part of me hopes so.
わしにはそうは思えん。
Kanzo-san argued against it, of course.
どうしてです？
狼にとって都合が良すぎる。
Sharp.
その気分はわかります。が、そういうためには、チエ姉がどうしてあなったかわからないと。
逆じゃ。お前が言え、ヤス。
え？
夜に人が死んどる。普通は狼の仕業じゃ。 そうでないなら
でもあれは汚れだとタイバーや狼じじいも言ってたじゃないですか。
私はそう思ったがね。でも難しいことは。
Oh my god, he's back to that wolf is coming default
こん
BS.
なもんで確証になるか。
じゃあ知恵姉が布団を敷いてなかったのはどう説明するんですか。
大したことじゃねえ。
大したことです。
Yes, it matters. It matters.
てめえ、ヤス、ちょっと黙れ。
Oh shoot, he's mad. Kanzo's sounds were full of irritation, if not anger. It brought a change to everyone's expression. Oh, it's probably because we sowed the seeds of distrust between the two. I was the only one who could see this rationally. After all, I was the one who caused this. I presented him with an unproven personal matter between me and Diski's girl, maliciously giving him a few ways to view it. One of them led to the conclusion that Yasunaga-kun was a dirty cheater who'd played both Chami and Haru-chan. Oh! I led Kanzo-san to the convenient idea without putting myself at any risk. Right, and Chami's not alive anymore, so she can't disprove us. I wasn't expecting to avoid today's lunch to begin with. Thus, I would instead gain their trust by just leading them to the truth.
もう一つ可能性があります。ちえみちゃんが自殺をした可能性です。
The idea shocked everyone, but it was actually easy to explain. It was true after all. Someone who committed suicide wouldn't put terror at their futon, and since the suicide was enough bloodshed for the night, the wolves didn't kill anyone else. It was an answer that let people combine the idea that the wolves didn't kill but planned to.
ならどうして遺体があんなにひどいことになっていたんですか。あんな自殺方法があるとでも。
自殺死体を狼が見つけた後、特に何もせずに放置した。それを山の獣が荒らしたとすればどうかな。
そんなもんこの辺りの山にいるか、おやっさん。
He wanted to prove that the wolves were out for blood, but his knowledge as a hunter denied the possibility of there being such beasts here. So I helped him out.
こんなこと考えたくはないんですが、化け物、ええ、あるいは神とかそういう存在かもしれません。考えてもみてください。
Wait, what? What? Oh my god, did someone say the trigger word? God, Haru, it's your time.
あれは事実です。
Why is Haru-chan reacting now, huh? I thought that was her trigger word.
あれをやる存在が夜そこら中をうろついてるとすれば、それは読み人とか無事。
汚れをもたらすのは確かに。
Yeah, what is spreading the corruption and what is the corruption actually?
恐ろしい。
サイスさん、いたずらに不安を煽らないでくださいよ。
いや、そのつもりはないんだ。ただ、何か未知の脅威、死体が損壊した理由にだってなり得る。
Yeah, what is? We really don't know what that thing is.
それは、そうですが。
待てって、仮にちえみが自殺だったとして、それで狼が殺す気だったかってのは分からねえだろ。それに、ちえみは自殺するような玉じゃねえと俺は思う。
I mean, that's true, but why did she do it?
そうだ。ちえねえは自殺なんてしませんよ。
まあまあ、皆さん落ち着いてください。
So he joined in. How would he handle this?
僕の意見を言ってもいいでしょうか。
どうぞ。
もちろんだ。
僕、こんな図体ですが、一時は戦地でカメラマンやってましてね。いくらか悲惨な現場も見たんですが。
マジかよ。
で、専門家じゃないから何とも言えないんですが、彼女の遺体、頭部だけ妙に散乱してて、壁の上の方まで飛び散ってるみたいなんですよ。その写真も撮ってあります。
Dang, he's really detailed.
銃創っぽく見えるんですよね。大口径の銃の 禁断。
Sharp. A few people looked at Kanzo-san. It was a fitting reaction considering he had a gun and he grunted in response. Oh, that's true.
ああ、いえ。牧島さんがどうってことじゃないと思いますよ。
どういうこと？
上に吹き飛ぶ状況ってやっぱり口に加えて撃ったのかなって。大きな銃ならだいぶやりにくいと思いますが。
Okay, his experience is coming up.
誰かが殺すなら水平か、あるいは上から下に撃つ方がありそうですから。となるとやはり久石君が言うように自殺なんじゃないかと。彼女って銃を持ってたんです。
いや、聞いちゃいねえな。
わしも聞いてはいねえ。が、
So yeah, where did she get the gun from?
言うとった。
マジか。それじゃあ散弾銃なら持てたはずだな。
地位は筋が良かった。量やらすなら地位だと思っとった。
Aww, Kanzo-san's tone grew lower as he displayed an unexpectedly high opinion of her. The story that she was being cheated on must have hit even harder than I thought. Chemi really did have a place here. She must have gotten a license because she thought so herself. That could only meant that the gloomy talk from last time
だってここには私の居場所なんてないもの。
was just nonsense from a wolf.
いや、待て、おかしい。それならなぜ銃が残ってねえんだ。
Yeah, where did the gun go? Because I don't remember any of us picking up unless it didn't say so in the narrative. I was curious about as to why there was no gun too. Maybe the orchestrators picked it up, but there were no bullets either or shells. Yeah, right? Like, why is that gone too? They were with the rest of her stuff last time. Did they mess up while searching or something?
部屋には鍵はかかってなかったから誰でも入れたわけですよね。
そりゃそうだが。
一番危惧すべきは狼が銃と弾丸を持ち帰ったということだと思うんです。
Oh, that was when Mamiya-san took over.
実在が不確かな銃を必要以上に恐れるのもどうかとは思うんですが。
Also, last time there were two guns. Mochi had a gun too, so did she have two guns?
それでもこの後、各自の部屋をざっとでも見て回る必要があると思います。
Good thing the costumes weren't there anymore.
それで見つかるように隠すかは怪しいけど。
探す姿勢を見せることが大事です。
やろう。
構わねえ。待ちたまえ。うちをそんな理由で荒らされるのは少々困る。古い猟銃が出てきてもおかしくないし。
後ろ暗いところはあるんですか？
でもまあ確かにおっちゃんは銃とか持って帰らなさそう。そもそも持ってそうだしヘタレだし。
しかも貴様は。しかし、ああそうだ。正直死体からそんなものをもぎ取るなど。
はっ、臆病長者が死体が怖えんだろ。
Dang.
それで医者もできねえって聞いたぜ。
Dang, they really hate him.
違う。私は
黙りなさい、義継。野里さん、どうかご無礼をお許しください。
So he really was afraid of corpses. And the guy sure was hard to make use of. Still, there was no reason for us to be afraid here. After all, we weren't the ones who took the gun. That's true. I could only assume it was the great Lord Shinai again. Thanks to Hashimoto-san, just about everyone now agreed that Shami had killed herself with a gun. Proof was a very important thing. The people of Yasumizu really had to realize that by cleaning up the corpses right away, it made it harder to find out the truth. Even Yasunaga-kun accepted that Shami had committed suicide. He was now muttering something like, "Chiene, why?" A good thing he had good thing that he did have a camera so he could take pictures of things before like it was the evidence was removed. Kanzo-san looked at him with extreme intense eyes. If you connected the story from before the suicide, you could assume that it was a result of the alleged triangle drama. After all, she committed suicide in front of Yasunaga-kun's room. Oh, yeah, that really helps with the story. With that settled, Takumi-san spoke up again.
で、結局、今日はどうするんだ？
But what info did they have?
くく くらねえのか。
He's gonna say yeah after a moment of silence.
狼が殺したんじゃない。だから約束通り処刑はしないべきだ。
死人が出たらくくるのが約束じゃ。
狼が殺したんじゃない。
Oh, finally, Rikaku-san has something to say.
なんだ、植松。
私には芹沢様が雲の精神を発揮されたのではないかと。
Huh?
あ？なんだそれ。
What does that mean, yeah?
汚れをその身に引き取る雲の精神によって他の皆々様を守られたのです。聡明で勇敢な芹沢様ならばそのような行動に出られるのではないか。
詳しく教えてください。
つまり昨晩自ら進んで血を流し他の加護者の皆様を守られたということならば、もちろん芹沢様は狼の来訪を目の当たりにして
exclamation mark.
ちいちゃん、あの子は乱暴
Wait,
じゃったが
she did not like Shammy. Didn't she vote for Shammy before? Oh, now you say this? Okay.
そういうんじゃねえ。知恵ねえは本物の肝っ玉を持ってただけ。
じゃあやっぱり狼は殺す気で近づいてたってことなの？
ただな、確かに知恵ねえが自殺する理由なんて他に考えられないんだよね。
悩みがありゃその相手を撃つ方が知恵ねえらしいってんだよ。あるね。
そしていつも学校で僕らの体を張って守ってくれたのも知恵ねえだ。
知恵ねえ。
I feel so weird for not being there because she's always there.
どうするんです？処刑をする方向に話が進んでますよ。
最低限するかどうか。
橋本さん、
僕も君も生き残らないとならない。
でも
もしそういう理由ならきっと芹沢さんは加護者じゃなかったろう。加えて皆さんが狼の打倒のために覚悟と団結をできるなら、まあ僕も良心に従って殺人はしない方に一票入れるけど。
よし、挙手でいいか。今日くくるものを投票で選ぶことに賛成の者は
I wonder if we will raise our hands. Old Wolf Guy, Yamawaki-san, Kanzo-san, Kinosuke-shi, Takumi-san, Rikago-san, Mochi, Yoshitsugu, and I raised our hands. Oh, so he did raise his hand. The only ones who didn't were Kari-san, Yoshitsugu-kun, Haru-chan, Meiko, and the journos. So they have to hang someone?
Mochi!
ごめんやっすん。でもなんか知恵ねえが敵撃てって言ってる気がしてさ。
Oh, so he did raise his hand, okay.
そうなのかな。
そうだね。
9対6じゃ。くくるもん選べ。
仕方ないな。あ、その場合一人選んだら
どうなんだ、おやっさん。
くくったら宴はしまいよ。
じゃあその前に大事なことを聞いておきたいんですが、もしヘビが今日狼を見つけてるなら。
そうですね。誰をくくるか選べるし、その後雲に守ってもらうこともできる。
That'd be so bad if they found one of the wolves.
複数出てきたら嫌ですね。
出てくるよ、複数。昨日織部安永君が指摘した通り、一人目が名乗り出ればね。
Yeah, if the real one came out now, I would have to play the fake. But the real one wouldn't come out just yet.
狼を見つけたヘビはいないか？
Is he not the snake? Or did Yasunaga-kun tell him to not? Because they did have a secret talk, so he could be the snake, and Yasunaga could tell him to just fake it.
いねえみてえだぜ。
じゃあ昨日調べたのは人だったってわけだ。
ふむふむ。ちなみに、今日の夜、優先的に調べられたいって人はいます？
Dang, that's actually really bad for us, because if we were human, we would say yes, because all the suspicious is on us, right? But the fact that, but we would be screwed if we raise our hands, so I think he might know that we're a wolf. But a second later, I almost stopped breathing. This was an attack. I had no idea why he thought that, but this was a deadly attack. What was I supposed to do about it? What was the right choice? Oh my god, I'm so scared. We don't raise... We might have to raise hand, because if we don't raise hand, he's gonna sus us. But this is also really bad for us. But we can raise hand, and then we can... They were all gonna start playing fake guardians anyways, right? Because that was the plan. Starting day 3, they said starting day 3, they're gonna start playing fake guardians. So today's day 2, right? So no one's gonna play fake guardians today. Starting tomorrow, we can get investigated to find out who the real... Okay, yeah, this is the plan. So the real, because if we don't raise hand, we're exposing ourselves, because we're the most suspicious one here. Hashimoto-san's gonna be like, why do you not want to be investigated? You must be a wolf, because no one trusts you. So we have to raise hand, because we raise hand, the real snake's gonna find who we are, so we can figure out who they are. We'll have Haru-chan and Kaori-san pretend to be the snake, and then we'll kill the real snake? Or something like that. I don't know. We're gonna raise hands, okay? Like, if I die, I don't know. As a wolf, I didn't want to be investigated before anyone else. Even so, I raised my hand. Not raising it might have been seen as asking that I not be investigated. Yeah. A total of 6 people raised their hands. Okay. So maybe... Kando-san, Kyonosuke-shi, okay, of course Kyonosuke would want. Yasunaga-kun, Mamiya-san, Yoshitsugu-kun, and me. That makes sense. Once seeing who raised their hand, I instantly understood the nature of this trap. I see. So now they're gonna... Yeah. So they're gonna start focusing on people who didn't raise their hands. Yeah. Those who wanted to have a voice in the feast simply had to raise their hands here. Being a proven human was necessary if you wanted to have influence and a voice here. The feast was a game of politics, disguised as a game of logic. Since the murders couldn't be scientifically investigated, you had to present possible suspects purely on circumstantial evidence. However, whether the others believed that or not was up to them to decide. And since circumstantial evidence, no matter how much of it, remained circumstantial, it was entirely impossible to make a fool of yourself by treating it like direct proof. There was also the fear of death, which was as well as religious faith. Not many people were capable of deciding everything for themselves in this situation. Those who didn't have confidence in their own decisions left the choice to others, specifically the popular, capable leaders. Let me just see who raised their hands again. I'm going... Takumi-san did not raise his hand, which makes me think that he might be the snake. I think the snake didn't raise their hand, right? Mamiya-san, Yoshitsugu, so... Rikako, Reiko, Meiko, Takumi... Takumi... Well, it's not Mochi, because Mochi is a monkey. Tai-san, and then the old wolf guy could be the... what's it called? Snake? Unless they were like... Unless one of the snake was so smart they raised their own hand, but... I'm gonna assume that the snake is one of the people who didn't raise their hand. So it might be Takumi-san. I don't know. They were the ones who didn't raise their hand. They were too slow to realize how to react because they needed explanation or guidance from their leaders. Those who wanted to be the leaders on the hand were constantly waiting for opportunities to consolidate power by proving themselves right.
待ってくれ。どういう意味だ。
例えばムロさん、この場全員であなたを調べることにする。明日同じように狼が出たら、名乗り出がなければあなたは安全。
ああ、なるほど。
今日も誰かが人だと分かったはずですが、名乗り出ない限り。
僕もそれは賛成です。
それなら私も調べていただきたいです。
私も調べてもらっていいかね。
Oh, now they all want.
調べてください。
I think it's good that they didn't raise their hand because they're all considered kind of slow. No offense, okay?
私も。
Everyone now raised their hands like the followers they were.
ね。
Besides the monkeys, the only ones who weren't raising their hands either didn't understand the situation at all or missed the right time to hide their hope that they wouldn't be investigated. But we didn't have any of those. Both Haru-chan and Karuya-san knew what they had to do. However, my only option in this situation was to raise my hand at the first opportunity. Yeah, we have to. I think we'll be suspected. I'd already done something to assert my wish to take a political lead. Besides that, I was a newbie who no one trusted, so I was likely a lynch target. Everyone probably assumed that I knew my situation. That was why I had to put myself ahead before anyone else. Otherwise, it would have seemed extremely likely that I was a wolf. Yeah, Yeah. Hashimoto-san slowly looked at everyone. I like this CG. It's so good. He saw that the moment his gaze was directed at me. It wasn't stern or cold. It was as calm as gentle as always. But I couldn't help but sense the powerful will behind it. And they mentioned this many times, like something like he felt like a mountain or something, like very powerful. It was the will of a cameraman, an observer, who wanted to know the true nature of his subject. That's true, he's always observing people, so he's probably really good at it. I never thought about that. This wasn't a battlefield, the wilderness, or some restaurant selling unusual cuisine. But he was, as always, remaining as an observer. He stayed at an appropriate distance, blended in with the environment, and focused solely on observation. If he noticed something crucial, he would simply call it out. It wouldn't be that his words would prompt some other events. His attack would be over the moment he spoke. That was just how precise his observations was. Was I being paranoid? No. He was a real deal. A true threat to me. That's what I said at the beginning. He tested me just now. Suspected me. What came next would be...
すみません。下ろしてください。そりゃあそうだ。後ろ暗いところがないなら調べてもらって。
でもじゃあ誰を調べるんです？
僕個人としては Q ちゃんを調べてもらえたらただそれは僕個人の気持ちであって不妻子くんはどうかな。彼はかなり頭が切れるようだし人の証明があればやりやすいだろう。
I actually had to avoid being investigated by the snake.
なるほど。ということは、今日は不妻子さんは処刑の対象から外すと。
そうなるね。
If I wasn't a wolf, this would be nothing but kindness from a fellow outsider. I wasn't certain if he was doing this on purpose. However, I was certain of one thing. Hashimoto Hyundai was my enemy. He was, yeah. But, he definitely has a strategy here. The most formidable among everyone here, in fact. What did I say? Okay, all of you rewind the video to the part where I said that he was the greatest threat, where he was the big enemy. I freaking called it. All that hard work to save him and now to kill him. I know it is so ironic because, like, and I think that's why he died the past 2 loops, because he was too freaking powerful. And like, where was he when we like needed him, when we were a good guy? But imagine if he were to be a wolf, that'd be really bad. But I had to do it to survive.
いいですね。ぜひ。と、僕より優先的に調べられるべき人がいる。
Is it Yasunaga-kun or Kanzo?
ほう。 誰かな。
匠さんです。
Oh, that's true. This was how I'd handle it. It was now a setup for a future attack.
匠さんは、おそらく今後もずっと中心的役割を果たしていくことになる。彼が人か狼かもわからない状況だと、みんな判断に困るでしょう。
I mean, we know he has a guardian, so.
それは。
まあ、その通りだろうな。声が大きい人間ほどよく目立つ。
おそらく優先順位的には、匠さんと牧島勘三さんが、と僕は、早々に生存証明は欲しいですが、自分の安全をそれでも、僕を先に調べてもらえるなら、あるいは、こういう振る舞いをする僕は皆さんの勝利を願いながら、くくられ、ちえみちゃんが示した勇気を、彼女ほどかっこ。
春秋様。
Wow, what a motivational speech.
もっち。
匠にか。まあ確かにそうだな。
ねえ、やめない？この。
あたしも、この子は狼じゃないような気がするけどね。
That went well? Haruchan was kind of overdoing it, but as long as she didn't take it any further, it would be consistent with her act so far.
なるほどね。それじゃ、室
But he could be the
匠さんを
snake, you know?
蛇の型に調べてもらうということで、
Silence.
室さん本人もよろしいかな。
ああ、構わね
え。では、それで。
He couldn't push any further. Now it was time to vote.
拉致が開かねえ。植松の、もう、票取れ。
Huh.
はい。記録をいたしましょう。
We continued talking for a short while after that, but it was mostly pointless chatter about what we should do and if anyone had any ideas.
さ、どこかにカメラを仕掛けておけば、狼が誰かわかる
Oh
んじゃない？
wait, that's actually true.
それを今この場で言ったら、狼にもバレて意味なくなるんじゃないかな。
Wait, what is this? Why are we getting this?
あ、そうだね。
Huh? Haruchan did as I told her, displaying dedication toward contributing to the feast. Wait. A decent amount of time had passed since we started the feast, and it'd probably end right before this evening. Takumi-san was silent. He seemed against people, hanging people on a whim at first, but had somehow changed his mind. Chemi was like a fellow pillar of the community, so a mislip hit him pretty hard. At this point, the only one clearly opposed to the vote was Mamiya-san, but even then, she only had a hand on her forehead. And so the vote began.
最初はあんただ、じいさん。聞いてんのか？おめえ。あ？俺だと？
は？
鬼みたいじゃ。怖い。そうかよ。次、おやっさん。
I wonder who's the badger, because there's probably one of us is a badger now.
休み。
What? Oh, you're right, because he doesn't like him. Did I push things too far?
処刑に反対するのがそんなにおかしなことですか？
てめえは頭が回る。そうやって首相なふりしてやがるかもしれね
え。True.
おやっさん、やすは敵じゃねえよ。
同僚聞かんことには納得せん。
匠にいいから進めて。
じゃあ次はばあちゃんだ。
困ったね。記者の女の人に。
あ？
待ってください。私のどこが怪しかった？
You're an outsider. That's it.
橋本さんが猿なのはええけどね。あんたはまだ。
キューちゃん。
ええ、大丈夫です。こういうことも想定すべきですし。
次は俺、狼じじいに一票だ。こんなこと言いたくねえが、この後に及んで適当なことばっか言ってるてめえは害悪だ。
I think maybe we can also just dump our vote on him because yeah, like we can just say that he's not contributing. Oh, dude, he's talking a lot this time. Does he have a guardian? He definitely heard a secret talk or something.
安永、あなたはどう思う？
誰に投票するか先に言ってもいいんでしょうか。
悪いってことはね。
僕は現状で確証を持った票を入れることができない。だからここまで宴に貢献していない人を
Dang, he's gonna say, yeah, because there's no one who's really suspicious yet, and like,
いいから言え。
狼じじいに投票するつもりだ。
そう。じゃあ、植松里香子さんに。
Oh, what?
叶いません。が、ちえみちゃんのことをいいように言っていたのが、あの子が狼だった可能性もあるわよね。
Of course. Of all people, she was the one who said to say that. Wait, what happened? Then again, I was planning to mention it too. Wait, that was a smart move.
どういうこと？母さん。
狼同士が仲間割れしたのかもしれないというの。殺すか殺さないかとか、そういう話でね。
Wow, it was almost as if she was there herself. Ha! As though she was nodding, after all, in the face of common sense that the humans weren't the only ones who could die at night. By creating a possibility that Chiemi was a wolf, we would mess up their assumptions about how many wolves were left.
ちえみちゃんは殺したくなかったのかもしれない。
待ちなさい、織部のご婦人。それだと一人分の血を流したことにはならないのじゃないかね。
いや、わかりませんよ。少なくとも狼が仲間割れも殺しの人数にカウントした可能性は十分ある。
それで死体はあの場に残って、久石さんの言うように、そうだった場合、ちえみちゃんは人だったと狼は主張するんじゃないかしら。
She said that while looking at Ikako-san, who praised Chiemi's actions on the basis that she was a human. But
違います。私はただ
美化したかった。
fully aware that my comment was necessary, I took the stage.
自殺なんてどうやったって悲しい。どうしようもなくやるせないものです。でもその死が前向きな理由だったなら、僕らもまた前向きになれる。そういう実のところ僕らに対するケアだったんじゃないですか。リカコさんは。
I took her side this time. She was an important person with specific powers. It was better for her to die later. Yeah, Rikako does have special powers last time, so... And she probably, as a village head, might know more things we don't. And I think she did say, like, if we rise again or something, like, I'll be more honest. So maybe she'll have something to tell us. I don't know. I couldn't deny that a part of me didn't want to kill her, but I ignored it. After applying the betrayal, the only one suffering would be me. Right now, the important thing was to pretend to be human fighting the good fight against the wolves. Kaori-san was a wolf and would be probably out eventually. I had to make sure I wouldn't be suspected based on acting in support of her beforehand.
そうも思っていました。ただ一番は本当に芹沢様が勇気を持って
I didn't doubt
盾
that.
になられたのだと。
I didn't doubt that. Rikako-san might have been more traditional than anyone else in Fujiyoshi, but her heart remained good-natured.
わかった。あとは皆が判断する。
久石春明君に
Oh!
一票。
He's sussy us. Just like last time, he voted for me on the first day.
理由は何でしょう。
君自身が言った通りだ。率先して蛇に調べられることを拒否した時点で君への投票を決めていたよ。
なるほど。わかりました。もっと利己的になった方が良かったとは思えないんですが。
次。僕はさっき言った通り、狼じじいに投票するよ。
He was the first one to get 2 votes.
近持ちだ。
He's gonna point to us because he's always been right about the wolves. Yeah, I freaking knew it. He knows. Exclamation point.
なんでそう思ったの？
真面目すぎるなって。
はあ。
どういうことよ。いや、ほんとそれだけ。もっとヘラヘラしてる方が発散っぽいから。
What? He talks like he knows us. The scary thing was that such random thoughts of his often hit the mark.
よし、どうする？
植松に投票する。理由はババアの話が最もだと思ったから。
あなたも自分で考えなさい。
おお。
考えた上で言ってんだ。何より死んだ理由まで長者に利用されるのが俺には気に食わね
え。
次、春。
私も植松さんに入れる。
Dang, we gotta balance it out with old guy.
なぜ安光の者の死を悲しんだ彼女が疑われねばならんのかね。
Dang.
これが安光の恩の返し方か。
No Sato-san is going off.
あんただ、上。
織部香織様に。
makes sense.
お返しというわけかしら。
はい。私は人ですから。
もういいか。じゃあ次だ。
Dang! We actually have quite a few votes now. What?
妻子のことか。なんで入れた？
Oh my god, is she actually the snake?
みんなダメ。だけど順番。
What's going on?
おい、何言ってんだこいつ。
それが私にも。
But she doesn't know, so maybe she's not the snake if something Rikako doesn't even know about? Wait, could it be that she was?
みんな、なんとかなの。だから、くくるの。
Huh? Is she the snake? Mako was a badger. Wait, what? Oh, everyone was bad. Oh. Huh? Crap. I couldn't use her no matter how hard I thought about it. Hell, she could totally give it away and ruin us. Oh.
まあいいや。次。
Wait, that's the worst teammate we could get. It was useless. I'm sorry, Mako, but what?
不妻子の番だぞ。
Alright. Right now I had 3 votes. I said Rikako-san. The old wolf guy had 2, while Takumi-san, Kari-san, Yasunaga-kun, and Mamiya-san each had 1. To survive, I had to vote for Rikako-san or the old wolf guy, and my vote would affect those of the remaining 2, the journos. If they both voted for me, it'd be game over. If I was right about the nature of Hashimoto-san's actions, he was trying to decide whether I was clean or not. And if he had decided that I wasn't, he would surely have mentioned it before the vote began. So does that mean I made the right choice? Because I felt like this is the one where we died. Yeah, I did make the right choice, okay. He would have... Yeah, so... Okay. It's possible that he would vote for someone else. I had no idea if Mamiya-san would follow his vote. But even if she didn't, it wasn't likely that she would vote for me. Basically, if I voted for Rikako-san, she'd get 4 votes and most likely to be lynched. And if I voted for the old wolf guys, he had 3 votes. Depending on who the journals ended up for, I could end up in the final vote. I think we have to vote for him because if we vote for her, he might see it as like, oh, like self-preservation or something like that. He's think that we're like, he's gonna think that we're trying to like prevent ourselves from dying. Like, yes, anyone, whether you're good or bad, would try to prevent yourself from dying. But the fact that like we were putting on her, it seems a little irrational, I think. None of those with just 1 vote were particularly suspicious, so it's best to just disregard them altogether. I had to vote between Rikako-san and the old wolf guy, and I think it's better to vote for him because she hasn't really done anything, and it just, like, from, like, a perspective of someone who doesn't want to kill, it makes sense to, like, he doesn't participate. But honestly, it wasn't much of a choice. Kari-san's words about Rikako-san relied on a decent amount of assumption that the village heads were anti-Yasumizu, but that wasn't really credible. It would be strange for me to base my decision on that exactly. We already had Haru-chan agree with Kari-san's words and she didn't even give her own reason. I didn't want to be considered an ally of those who give him up thinking for themselves. Now, all that mattered was who the remaining two would vote for. This could lead to a final vote, but I'll think about that then.
僕は狼じじい氏に投票。
どうして？
How do you say something justified and useful to the humans? He doesn't
狼
contribute.
じじい氏は多分こうしておられるけど演技だと思う。
My word surprised everyone.
どうしてそのように思われるので？
Oh yeah. So why is he acting like this though? Naturally, I couldn't say that I'd seen him make a decent play when he was Badger.
ただの地方老人が過去も含めて読み意味の宴を回避できたとは思えない。返事が返ってこないときは何度言っても返ってこないが、基本的には問いかけには一発で、そう考えれば都合の悪いことは無しかでたらめな返答で。
ちょっと待ってください。僕も彼に投票しましたが、それはさすがに考えすぎじゃないですか。第一、それなら現状こうして彼が疑われる状況になっているのがおかしいじゃないですか。
彼は何らかの抜け道を知っているんじゃないか。
抜け道？死ななくて済むような？
Which is?
はっきりはわかりませんが、彼が寝泊まりしているという家はちらっと見たけどほとんどあばら屋だ。
I hadn't seen it this time around, actually, but no one would find my claim fishy.
あの家では物意味すら行えない可能性が高い。
Yeah, he might know.
そう言われれば。
牧島勘三さん、これまでになかったですか？彼が不可解に生存したことが。
確かに。とは言えねえ。わしはこいつを信用してねえ。昔から気色の悪いじじいだった。
He decided to ignore it all, apparently.
もし宴を回避する方法をご存知なのなら、ぜひ僕らに。それならこの票を取り下げたっていい。
誰も。
Oh my god, no, please be useful. Please don't say that.
つまりどうあっても協力する気はないということです。
わかった。次、あんただ、間宮さん。
私は危険でいいかしら。人殺しに加担したくないんですが。
そうはいかねえ。あんたが誰を疑って。
Why can't she just vote for herself then?
分かったわ。じゃあ、あなた、牧島春さん。
I guess she's kinda sharp.
春？理由は？
大したことはないです。絶対に処刑対象にならない方の中で一番怪しい人を選んだだけ。本当は山脇さんに投票しようかとも思ったけど、報復でいがみ合っても仕方ないし。
Wait, what? Why?
私より春ちゃんの方が怪しいって言うのかいね。
あえて言うならですよ。植松さんへの嫌疑を答えずじまいなところとか態度とか、別に確たるものじゃありません。
Oh, saw through Haru-chan's act, huh?
だからこだわりはしないけど、狼は全員とても狡猾で残忍で度胸が座った人物とは限らないし、この今も投票されないか心の底で怯えているような人もいるんじゃないか。
そんな、それだけの理由でひどくないですか？
あなたたちがやっていることがそもそもひどいですからね。
わかった。最後はあんただ。
難しいな。難しいけれど、狼じじいさんに入れさせてもらおう。
It was settled then.
理由を聞いてもいいかい？
皆さんの人となりがようやく分かってきましたけれどね。ここでムロさんを指名するのはおかしい。それだけのシンプルな理由です。
なるほど。わかった。
今ので。
It's gonna ask to go grab his thing?
縄持ってこい。
時間が
惜しい。He needs time. He always needs time. Can we figure out what this is about?
黙れ。
Okay, see? I've seen this before. Kanzo-san punched the old wolf guy, shocking some people. In the end, upon getting the rope, Kanzo-san tied him up and went to hang him on the pine all by himself. He knows something, like why don't we freaking... Yeah, exactly. The conditions for it were different, but this event had unfolded the exact same way last time. This was just my assumption. Oh, maybe? But I believe that Kanzo-san had some sort of unfinished business with the old wolf guy. Maybe the old wolf guy was a wolf before and he killed one of the humans and Kanzo-san was human? I don't know. Perhaps he too suspected the old man would try something strange here. Yeah, exactly. And that time Kanzo wasn't there, so no one was there to stop them. The first time he said he needed time, everyone accepted it, and soon he and Mochi, who accompanied him, were dead outside. Was he planning to do something before his execution? Yeah. That's something that led to murders made Kanzo-san forcefully drag him to the tree. It seems significant to me. Dragging my feet in line heading back to the dining hall, I thought about the old wolf guy. Was there some sort of way to make him talk? Maybe I could just loop back and... No, he probably wouldn't react to anything I said. For now, I just had to be glad that I had survived today's feast. There probably would be one of the loops. Maybe we'd get him to talk, but I don't know how at this point. I couldn't show it, of course, but if there were any holes in anything I said today, it could prove trouble further down the line. Even so, I cast aside my doubts and taken a step forward. I could win this. I could win this as a wolf. Like last time, we ended up spending an awkward evening in the dining hall. Tai-san insisted that something bad could happen in the mist again, so she told us to stay inside. After that, Kanzo-san and Takumi-san came back. The former ignored all warnings and left again, but everyone else stayed inside. Takumi-san said that he didn't see Kanzo-san kill the old wolf guy. Just what was happening between them? Yeah, what is going on? Like, we don't even know the old wolf guy is dead. What if he didn't actually kill him? Exactly. Was there some secret arrangement between the locals where they agreed that the old wolf guy had to live? Yeah, what if he's like a secret mastermind or something? I don't know. Was someone hiding him somewhere? No, that couldn't be it. He definitely died the first time. I just didn't get it. Soon enough, we started making dinner. I had to check for poison again, clean up, and then we all went back to our room.
また明日にはこの中の誰かと会えなくなるかもしれねえ。覚悟だけはして戻ろう。
After a short silence, everyone gave each other some brief goodbyes and began going their own way.
すみません。最後に。
Hashimoto-san stopped them.
間違ってもこの後、抜け出して誰かと内緒話をするなど。
You were the one who orchestrated this secret meeting this morning. Maybe he had said everything he wanted to say.
いると違って、みんなバラバラです。
そんなものか。
でけえのの言う通りだ。まっすぐ戻れ。
Crap. I hope to get a chance to eavesdrops. Okay, that meant that the secret chat he had at noon only happened because he figured that the wolves couldn't do much during the day. However, it didn't mean that Hashimoto-san had anything concrete. In fact, he would probably deal with potential eavesdropping by not saying anything important if he met with someone privately. I was more curious about Takumi-san. The exchange between him and Yasunaga-kun might have been extremely important. Our protagonists have good intuition, so I trust what is going on. Wow, we teleported real fast. Yeah, and I guess we don't end up in our hut because we're a wolf. Late at night, we passed out, then put on the wolf outfits, passed through the beast-filled mist, and arrived at the dining hall. My injury had healed shockingly well. What? Okay, that's good. Having herbs power was sure something. I had to remove the taping to get into the wolf costume though. Which wouldn't that be suspicious? That aside, there was a strange tension between the three monsters here.
それでも、今日は安永君や吉次君を殺している場合じゃない。
でも、そうでないと、
わかってます。あなたを軽視するつもりはないんです。
誰を殺すっていうのよ。じゃ、
候補は2人。室匠さんと橋本雄大さんです。
Because Takumi definitely has a guardian. Whew, this is hard.
話を進めるのが上手だから。
はい。橋本さんについては、 現状、宴をそれに、彼は見た目よりもかなり頭が切れる。気を抜けば、簡単に正体を見破られる可能性があります。
I told them about how dangerous he was, citing the secret chat thing in the morning and the trick question during the feast.
考えすぎじゃないのかな。それで、匠兄の方は？
彼は、蛇のカゴ者
I
か
think
もし
he
れない。
might, yeah. I was already suspicious yesterday, but now I'm almost certain.
昨日彼は、自発的な処刑対象者はいないかというモッチーの発言に、まだ死ねないと答えていました。いろいろ考えましたが、彼がまだ死ねないというのは、少しだけ不自然です。死ねないだけならわかりますが。
Yeah.
加えて今日、彼は安永くんと密談を行いました。最初は、ちえみの死で凹む彼を励ますだけかと思った今日の動き方を見れば、二人が宴に関して何か打ち合わせをした可能性もあるな、と。
それは、そうかもしれませんね。いきなり安永を呼んで話をさせましたし。
そもそも彼は、本質的にはもっとオープンで、密談とかは好まないはずなんです。
Bruce was probably something important.
安水という狭い場所で、秘密が保てるはずがないことも、よく知ってるわけですし。
それで？
それがわざわざ密談を持ったというのは、相手のことをよほど信用していないと、しないのじゃないか。つまり、彼が蛇で、昨日は安永くんを調べたのではないかと思うわけです。あともう一つ。
Yeah. See?
彼は蛇に調べられたい人が挙手で募られた際、挙手をしませんでした。
Who didn't raise their hand, right? It was like Meiko, Rikako, well, excluding the two wolves. We had the old wolf guy, right? Yeah, the old wolf guy, he's like, him and Meiko, I'm just gonna assume that they're not all mentally there. Maybe the wolf guy is, but he's just pretending, but I'm just gonna say he's not. Meiko, we are assuming to be a badger because of how she says everyone is a bad person. So yeah. So Rikako, I think it's somewhere. We said that she didn't have a guardian. I don't know. I mean, she could, but it's Rikako and then Takumi. Like, so one of them could be the snake, because it could be Mochi. No, Mochi is that's right. Mochi is the monkey. So it's just Rikako and what's it called? Rikako and Takumi. But Rikako is acting rather normal or something like that. So I think Takumi is the right. Yeah.
あれ大丈夫だったよね。手を上げ損ねたけど。
それは大丈夫。後で二人とも上げてたでしょ。ただ彼の立ち位置なら真っ先に手を上げて調べられたいと思うはず。それをやらなかったのは自分が蛇で自分を調べる意味がないことを先入観として持っていたから。
But if he was a smart person, he would have raised his hand too. So, well, he would have, like, the wolves wouldn't have known, you know.
自分も蛇ではなく、他の人と同様の条件であることに気が回らなかったからじゃないかと思うわけです。だから彼は匠さんを調べるべきだという提案にも反応が遅れ。
It's probably because he didn't want to accept it.
推奨もしないまま認めてしまった。
He probably didn't want to accept it. He probably didn't want to accept it, but he can't say it because it would expose himself. So he slowly but reluctantly accepted it, which is why I think killing him is a really good idea because we're almost certain that he's the snake, so we can claim to be the snake now. We get rid of him.
なるほど。確かに、あの時の匠兄の物言い。
心配があるのは分かったわ。でも、なぜ今日なの？
Because he might investigate us, right?
匠さんは自分自身を調べたりはしないにしろ。
So that's why we gotta get rid of him.
今すぐにこの3人がバレるとは限らないでしょ。
That was a naive thing to say.
僕は自分をあまり信用していません。匠さんが蛇で、しかも最初から僕に疑いを持っている場合。
Because we're the one who pointed him out.
逆に疑いを強めたかもしれない。
So he would probably investigate us.
あなたの説で言えば、安永は匠さんが蛇だということを
可能性は、
That's why Yasunaga-kun probably told him to like hide it.
じゃあ、 安永も。
Oh my god, stop, 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 stop.
そうですね。彼も早晩殺さねばならないでしょう。
だ。
わかりました。明日、絶対に。
Okay.
安永を狙ってもらえるなら。
She's definitely losing it soon.
私は、どっちでもいいよ。
ありがとうございます。
However, if we killed one, we couldn't go for the other one for a while. Today's choice was bound to greatly affect what happened next. Now, which one? We had to kill Takumi. I know Hashimoto-san seems like the better choice, but Takumi, if he, like, look, we probably know he's the snake, right? So we can kill Hashimoto-san, but the snake's life is going to investigate one of us and he's going to expose us. I'm going to say kill Takumi. Yeah. Wait. Can I press the chart? Okay, so the other ones seem to be like a bad end or something. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Personally, I found Hashimoto-san to be the biggest threat. Well, I didn't see any openings or weaknesses on him. However, I knew full well just how influential Takumi-san was. Though sometimes he lacked confidence. Once he found some, he could easily kill off the wolves through his initiative and popularity alone. Then there was the fact that he might be the snake. I really couldn't ignore him. We have to, he's a snake.
室匠さんを殺します。
わかったわ。ただし。
はい。明日は安永くんを。そのために。
I think what happened is that we choose Hashimoto, we get invested, and then tomorrow we get exposed to the wolf, I think.
何？
おそらく明日、安永くんは再びショックを受けた状態になるはずだ。それを君が必死で慰める。
Wait, actually, we can't expose that we're the snake. If we want to like kill him and pretend to be the snake, we can't do that while Yasunaga-kun is alive because they talk, so Yasunaga-kun probably knows he's a snake. So if I say that, Yasunaga-kun, if we say we're the snake, Yasunaga-kun would know that we're lying. So we have to actually go for him next, yeah.
できるだけ避けたいのは、彼に匠さんは実は蛇で、彼から人の証明をもらっていたと。匠さんは殺されているわけで、彼が本物だと。それ以後、蛇を語るのは極めて難しくなる。これはわかる？
わかるけど、でもどうするの？正直私、そういうのうまくやれる気がしないんだけど。
私がやりましょう。要は、安永を宴の外で喋らせず。
それはそうなんですが、できますか？
母ですから。親子の会話を持つことは、あまり咎められないでしょう。それに、匠さんとは。
Oh, yeah.
知らない中でもありません。それで匠さんが蛇だということを聞き出したら、そうね。肝臓さんが怪しいと言いましょう。自分が調べられるのを恐れて、蛇を殺したのだってね。
ええ、そうですね。みんながいるところで見せた奇妙さですから。
Dang, you know what, Cody? Actually pretty smart. I know when she's like in rampage mode, like crazy lady mode, she is like on rampage, but when she slows down to think, she's actually pretty smart and makes some good points.
よね。それで、あなたがそれを口にしたら狙われるから、黙っていてくれと頼みましょう。
How smart. ... I might have severely underestimated her. Yeah, never mind. We have decent teammates. I assumed that she was a timid person without much of her own opinion on anything, but oh, was I wrong? I didn't know whether she was holding back or was just using her imagination and proactiveness in a negative way. But she was really dependable in a situation like this, yeah.
狼ゆえに知り得たことや、先回りして、匠さんが蛇じゃないかということは、絶対に避けてくださいね。あなたが安永くんに疑われたら、元も子もない。
あら、 疑われる程度ならいいでしょ。
Oh wait, she's getting a little too cocky, which
どう
is not
せ明日
good.
の夜、
Yeah, I had
安
to.
永は死ぬんだから。
I had to hold back from cursing at her. A mother was intending to kill her own child, and it made me feel unpleasant. That was the right thing to feel, wasn't it? Yeah.
じゃあ、私はいいのね。
We caused her to feel this way, so we shame on us. We're bad. Yeah, for now. What? That question mark? Her sudden grin was so out of nowhere. I had no idea what to make of it, and neither did Kari-san. Yeah, what is going on? Takumi-san's place is close to the plaza. There was nothing out of the ordinary around it. That meant that this would be our first real murder. Our first kill as wolves. Was I really gonna do this? Would the door really open? Would I really open it and carry out the deed? More nervous than I appeared, I put my hand on the door. Click. I felt it unlock. Seriously?
ちょっと他も確かめてきます。
ちょっと。
I ran around checking several houses. The detached dwelling where Yoshitsugu, Hyun lived, Meiko's place, Kanzo-san's place, Deikako-san's place, all of them were locked. Oh.
どうやら最初に手をかけた家のみが開くようです。
I see.
軽い気持ちでノブに触れない方が良さそうだ。
なるほど。
じゃあもう、匠兄を殺すしかないんだ。
そういうことだ。では、開けます。
Poor Takumi. This would be my first time since I'd investigated his corpse during his first loop. It was a simple room. There was a futon in the middle, and his large body was right there. He was sleeping, defenseless. He wouldn't wake up, right?
どうやって殺すの?
How? Y'all didn't talk about this beforehand, and y'all talking right in front of him? ... I actually was curious if we were gonna be provided some means of killing. The murders I've known so far had been outside the room, but they weren't something beyond human ability. But I also thought they were a bit excessive, assuming their sole purpose was murder. I still didn't know if there was something that compelled them to do that, but apparently you had to come up with your own method of murder.
この場にあるものを使おう。
Thankfully, we had lots of options. There were various old farming tools nearby. The edge ones, sickle, hoe, etc., looked extremely fitting for the purpose. There was even an axe. It would make it really easy. An axe could easily destroy a human body in no time.
念のため聞きますが、やりたい人はいますか? ... いいでしょう。
Yeah, we have to take on the burden. I think that's why this path is called darkness, because we sink into the darkness. I raised the axe overhead and hesitated. The memory, the fact that I committed murder, would probably stay with me even if I looped. I'd keep this moment, this feeling, until the day I died. That was hardly a problem. What? My aim was true, and the axe sunk into Takumi-san's neck. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. Blood burst out of the wound, then started bubbling out ceaselessly. He was a good guy. He didn't deserve this. That was definitely lethal. However, the blade wasn't too wide or too large. This wasn't a broad axe or anything. Thus, I swung it down again. And again. Why? And again. His head left his body before the 10th swing. What is going on? I took his head in hand. His eyes were wide open. His expression was full of anguish. At this point, I wasn't sure he'd been completely unconscious. I nonchalantly slowed it to the two behind me. Applause. They actually applauded me. What is wrong with these people? Also, like, the fact that we swung multiple times, I think this isn't Haruaki-san. I think this music means like something's taking over us.
お見事でした。
ご立派。
What? Pure joy and words of praise. My earlier sense of disgust returned. Why? Why did these people suddenly cease having a conscience the moment they became wolves? This was wrong. They were supposed to show disgust. They needed to. If they didn't, to those standards I was supposed to adjust my conscience, sense of right. To whose standards was I supposed to adjust my conscience, sense of right and wrong, and good and evil? Exactly. tossed the head on the floor, then held it in place with my foot. Why? That's messed up. I'm a little disturbed. Struck it over and over. It's almost completely unrecognizable now. I kicked away the damaged skull, still covered in flesh and hair in pieces. It was so heavy, so my leg hurt, and it left a pool of blood where it rolled. Before even looking at it, I took a random farming tool and thrust it into his torso. I took another tool and sank into this. What is going on? I think he's being possessed or something. I opened his stomach, because this is really cruel. I cut up his limbs. I think this is even worse than the previous ones. Can we stop this? Can we not? Like, I don't want to. By the time someone stopped me, the corpse is in such a state you'd think the corruption was responsible for it. Yeah. Not even those words were out of disgust or guilt. They simply thought it was a waste of time. Why did we do that, though? I feel like something took us over. Or is he mad because he had to do that? Still pissed? I went to the exit, not even looking back at them. I felt some water hit my back, but I was too pissed to even react before leaving. Yeah, why did they have to go so far? I took out the bloody wolf outfit and just threw it on the floor. I learned yesterday that it was best to wear the costume but without any proper clothing, so I was able to relax after just wiping off the sweat and changing into my underwear. The room began to reek of blood, but Great Lord Shinai would probably clean this up all anyways. Shit. I was pissed. Even though I knew they'd lose their sense of guilt, I was still pissed. Shit. I just wanted to sleep. But I couldn't really do that with someone knocking on my door. ... Who could it be? Kari-san? Haru-chan? Shinai himself? It was so late at night, so it couldn't be anyone else from the village. Police then? That'd be a laugh. I ignored it though. I was too pissed. More knocking. More ignoring.
Huh?
Oh? Now that I couldn't ignore. What is going on? I jumped up and leapt to the door so quickly I almost tripped. This was the mystery surrounding Haru-chan. The brutalization that had distracted me from my primary goal here. I didn't expect her to come to me. Upon opening the door, I saw something I didn't really expect. This was... Huh? Who is that? The wolves coming? Huh? We saw this in the... What is going on? Daughter of Fujiyoshi? Who is it referring to? That was Haru-chan? Wait, what? I guess What? When did she change into this? Now that I got a better look, the physique, hairdo, and even the voice were similar. I thought it was Kari-san, but yeah, she was dead that run, so okay, it makes sense, I guess. But why would she even wear that? Oh yeah, and in the beginning they did wear this. No, forget that. How did she make it all the way here without her wolf outfit? Huh? Behind her, I felt the beast. Closer than at any point today or yesterday. No, I could actually see them. Countless eyes glowed in the darkness nearby. She gently extended her hand. A few of them looked at her and even came close. The weak light from outside the prefab lit them up. Dogs. They really were dogs. Some are white, some brown, some had long ears, some didn't have a tail. It was a pack of countless fair-looking mid-sized dogs. All of them had blood and filth on them, as well as severe wounds here and there. Their clenched teeth, furrowed noses, and widened eyes spoke volumes of the rampage, rage, and perhaps even hatred within them. So I think they're the ones doing the corruptions, yeah. The girl in clad age clothes didn't seem to care, still standing there even as they surrounded her. Not only that, but she reached out to pet one of them. ...
3つの神のうち1つはあなたなのか?
おう、そうじゃ。そんなところで引っかかっておいでとは失礼いたした。かくのごとく 獣と触れ合う他によるべもない。力なき、寂しき神よ。
So is she the useless one?
上がってください。
おやおや、おやおやおや。
Oh my god.
神を招くなど、不用意にも程があられはす神隠しに遭われても。
すみませんが、僕はあなたらのルールはわからないんですよ。
ふむ。それもまた道理。町のお方々は、科学とか申す神を。
科学は神じゃないですよ。
神でございますぞ。ご存知ないとは。ああ、貴様は、何も信じておられるのじゃな。これはこれは、これはこれはこれは。
Okay, this really was.
こちらから出ましょうか。
それにも及びませぬぞ。その薄汚い装束で、敷居は、結界じゃ。神語りは。
そういうものですか。あなたは何者なんですか。
それはもう答えた問いであろう。
神。力なき神。待て。よ、無事な。
Yeah, is she the badger? ... For the first time, she simply nodded instead of saying it. It made me uneasy.
不快な呼び名なのでしょうか。
別に正しいことじゃ。こうして信頼明神の印をつけて畜生どもの頭目として振る舞っておる我にこそふさわしい呼び名であろう。
かつては別の神だったのですね。
衝突を恐れずに言うと、伝説や神話はよそからの拝借だけじゃなく、古代、神話と政治は強固に結びついていたからこそ、集落の合体によって、それぞれが奉じていた神様が結婚したり、戦争で併合され、あるいは、かつて別々だった神様を同じ存在だってことにした。強力な神や悪魔ほど、異象や変化、化身がたくさんあるのはそのため。今日残っているのは、そういった事情でねじ曲がって伝えられてきた伝承や神話。だから、多少の矛盾があるのは当然よ。
A forgotten god. A mountain god besides the great Lord Shinai. With the creation of the Shinai faith, she was woven into it as his servant and left mostly forgotten. And that was the entity possessing her.
まあ、そんなものじゃが。我は我の話などしとうてきたのではない。
Personally, I had a whole ton of questions, but since I didn't want to make her upset, I let her take the lead.
何を聞きたいと。
何故あれほど乱心なさったのじゃ。
That's true. ...
それは、わからないのですか。
貴様が、この娘と女に憤懣を持たれたことは分かったが、殺すのが嫌なら、一撃でやめればよろしかろうし、危機として、大男を切り刻みましたでしょうに。
二人にはね、まともでいてくれないと困るんですよ。
ふむ。
まともじゃない人間の中では、僕は、まともになれない。人間としての芯がない人間なものでね。まともさの定義を入れ替えられると、立ち位置がわからなくなる。自分で立ち位置を変えるのは構わない。他人に強制されると腹が立つ。それだけです。
ふむ。芯がない。おかしなことを申される。貴様の芯とは、その他人に勝手にやられると腹。
そうかもしれません。
He was a little jealous about Kashimoto-san.
ならばなぜ我を恐れるのじゃ。怒りがすべてであるものは、恐れも敬いもせぬものぞ。
僕はわからないものが怖い。
それはどうも正確ではないように思えてならぬ。ふむ。なるほど。貴様は恐怖と快楽の区別がついておらぬのじゃな。そして他人によりそれを御されるのが不快なのじゃ。これで おあいこじゃな?
What do you mean by we're even now? She took my displeased expression and silences it yes and laughed.
あなたは心を読むんですか？
宴会芸じゃ。
それで僕の記憶を読みましたね。
おうおう。おうおうおう。
つまりあなたやはるちゃんが死に戻っているわけではない。
まあ、そういうご理解でよろしかろう。悔しい。
So who's the other god? Chemi?
我もまた。
その黒幕だという神について教えてもらえませんか？
それはできぬ。
なぜ？
それもこれも我の弱きがゆえに。
That too true?
教えていただければすべてをひっくり返してみせます。
出過ぎであられるぞ。町の。
Yeah, I thought she would get mad. I gasped at her sudden intensity.
勘違いを正して差し上げよう。力なき神とは人の役に立てぬということ。人知れず、そして無力がゆえにこうして可愛らしく振る舞っておる我という神を、我の意向を取り戻される。向こう十里の人里を焼き払い、瞳なく食って、こうして話すわ。このつまらぬ夜の無料を慰むため。それ以上の何も得られはしませぬぞ。
So this was just a diversion for her. I couldn't consider it significant. Was that what she was telling me?
少々夢夢ご承知の上、アクル版、またお会いいたしましょうぞ。
She turned around, and I felt the beast rush away.
待ってください。
な
ぜわざわざ僕を訪ねてきてくださったんですか？
そうそう。そういう話なら歓迎ですぞ。まあ、要するに、この娘が少々気にしておったのでな。
Oh, really?
はるちゃんが？
あんなに激高してどうしたんだろう、夫妻さんは。
Whoa.
信頼明神の使いとして読みという印を憎みながら、理解はできずともいたわってやればよろしかろう。
あなたのことをはるちゃんは知っているのですか？
どうであろうな。
あなたにことづては頼めないわけですね。
我が力のか細きがゆえに。
じゃあ自分で伝えます。
ふむ。ではな。
もう一つだけ。
なんじゃ？
神様、可愛いですよ。
Is she gonna blush?
なるほど、なるほど。おっしゃる通り。ひねくれておいでじゃ。
With those words as her last, she disappeared into the night mist. I feel bad for the villagers tomorrow having to see Takumi sound like that. Because that was messed up what we did. And they ain't no justifying that. He did not need to be like that. The next morning came. As expected, the wool oven and all the blood had vanished. That didn't mean all that was a dream though. Takumi-san's mutilated corpse was soon discovered, shocking the whole settlement. That was when I noticed that the murder scene was full of wet footprints. The way... Oh, I see. They were the same as the ones left by the previous wolves, and now I understood why they were there. They'd also wore those white costumes. They didn't even continue outside the house, though. Apparently, Great Lord Shinai took care of the costume as well as the evidence. What a methodical god. I was probably the only one who could be so clear-headed. Tai-san took this especially hard. She refused food and instead just prayed on one edge of the dining hall. Yeah, that's scary. Kanto-san was looking really weary too. First Chemi and now Takumi-san, he was losing people he depended on one after the other. His reaction was only natural. As you expect, Yasunaka-kun had grown pale once more. The person who'd consoled him the previous day was now gone forever after all. And there was Kaori-san. She looked shaken and had already broken 2 plates. Everyone assumed her state was caused by Takumi-san's death, and they were close after all, and everyone was sympathetic. I knew that she was actually just tense because she was planning to trap her sons and then kill them. But I didn't say a word, of course. Breakfast is over and we finished washing the dishes. She liked them too, which is sad, okay? Hanzo, how could she say, like, good job to us after what we did to someone she liked? That's messed up. Hanzo-san prepared to go clean up Takumi-san and...
Yasu, tetsudae.
Said that, which made a chill go down my spine. I had no idea what kind of info the two exchanged if they had a secret chat. That's bad, actually.
待て、俺が行く。
That was why Yoshitsugu's words were a big help. Cause, yeah, Tsunaga could have told him that Takumi was a snake, and that'd be really bad for us.
こんなふぬけよりは役に立つ。
来い。
義経、お願いね。
ババアはそこのふぬけ野郎によく言い聞かせとけよ。
安永、ちょっと来なさい。
It was going great. I don't know. Yoshitsugu-kun returned from cleaning up and Kazu-san went patrolling, but Yasunaga-kun and Kari-san still hadn't returned. A bit worried, I finished cleaning up and relaxed when... Oh. Someone called out to me. Okay. That was an issue that nearly forgotten. A short distance from everyone else here, around 10 steps away from Tai-san and her prayers, we started whispering to each other.
やっぱり反抗的なんですか？
はい。前まで着替えも。
食事も離れて食べてましたね。
It was cute though.
それで、二言目には、お姉ちゃんをくくる。
Which one?
小さい子が殺す連呼してるわけですよね。
ドキュン。
ああ、いや、外ではそういう育て方をされた子供も。
な
あ。しかし、何なんでしょうね。
わかりません。いえ、メイコは、橋本様がおっしゃっていた。
There.
無地なのではないでしょう。
Yeah, she had noticed it too, and she probably wasn't alone. And this is looking really bad for us.
そうかもしれません。狼におもねった人。だから、人をくくれと言ってるのか。
上藤吉には、狼を善とし、
それを聞かされて、メイコは寝返った？
かもしれません。
Wait, and wait, is she the other one?
心当たりはないな。でも、ひとまずは放置しても大丈夫でしょう。
I think this is a flag. She might. She just might.
そんな、楽観視していて。
よくはないですが、しかし、ルールに従うなら。
Whoa, don't say that. She's a child.
皆様の宴の機会を。
Oh, is it because she's a badger?
奪ってしまうならば。
That would be good for us.
やめましょう、それは。人の票を無駄に1票減らして
わかりました。メイコに。
リカコさんは、どうしてあの子にそこまで肩入れなさるんです？
What if she's one of the
迷子でしょうに。
身寄りのない子供を引き取って。
But thinking about the backstory of what happens with the Uematsu, I feel it's a little like sus, you know?
そうなんですか。
はい。上松家は、長者家の中では、
that is nice, I guess?
血筋をさほど重視せず。
But this part is what I'm thinking is not so nice. I could only assume they needed more bedroom women servants to fulfill their evening duties.
リカコさんは伝統を大事になさるんですね。
はい。そのようなことしかない世界で。
This whole area was in a separate realm built around the worship of Great Lord Shinai. From my perspective, she was very unfortunate to have been born here, yeah. But perhaps from her point of view, being a city born without pillars of faith and traditionals to support me was far more unfortunate. I couldn't deny that in a world where the way to live and die hadn't changed for centuries could be easier to live in. A well-balanced aquarium didn't need much to stable. It just had to continue following already established processes. However, in a real world, closed systems were extremely hard to maintain. Other animals, diseases, lineages, ideals, the system was threatened by countless things. In liberated societies, however, people had to develop a strong will, with a blend of common sense and individuality, and consistently conflict with others. Not like that couldn't crumble as a result of outside influence either, but there was no denying that it was tougher than a secluded, happy society. Open societies exchange more happiness for the practical, universal simplicities we called money. That reasoning was probably a bit shaky. Anyways, the settlement, as well as Fujiyoshi, would eventually fall victim to our aging society. Without a single person here, Great Lord Shinai would just, like the badger, or the nameless mountain god, be forgotten and vanished. The Uematsu, her included, would simply vanish faster than the rest. Thus, what I felt for her right now was merely sympathy for something facing its inevitable end. A worthless sentiment you could have about anything. Yeah, ... None of that had happened. I'd thrown away even Chiemi.
春明様、いかがなさいました?
どうかしてましたか?
怖い顔をなさっていました。
すみません。
I had to keep a tight grip on my conscience. Without deciding what to do about Meiko, I returned to the dining hall where I found Yasunaga-kun and Kari-san. Yasunaga-kun seemed a bit better than before, but only slightly. Kari-san looked the same though, so I couldn't tell if she succeeded in getting Yasunaga-kun to not talk about Kagumi-san.
お昼の準備を始めましょうか。今日もすぐに宴でしょうから。
わかりました。
I opened the metal pot I'd grown used to using and found a piece of paper inside. See, Takumi didn't tell Yasunaga anything about being a snake. He simply consoled Yasunaga about Chiemi's death and talked about how they could proceed with the fist. Really? Maintaining my poker face, I brought the pot to the sink and filled it with water, getting the paper all wet. Dude, she's smart! Oh yeah, remember last time she thought about the secret message thing? Dude, Kaori-san is actually really smart. The fountain pen letters quickly became unreadable. Then I used a scrubbing brush to tear it quickly apart, rolled it into a ball, and threw it into the trash. Was Kaori-san aware of just how risky that was? Anyways, that info just now was extremely important. Takumi-san hadn't told him about being a snake? What if Yasunaga-kun's lying? What was I to make of that? First time Takumi-san had revealed that he was a snake on the very first day. Why would he be so careful now? What if he wasn't the snake? What if Yasunaga-kun lied to his mother as a precaution? I think this might be it. Crap. Kari-san's note didn't tell me anything about how she asked about it or the nuances of the replies. We'll talk about it later. But this could definitely be a good time to come out as a snake. What was I to do now? I thought about that for every second of lunch. I did think I kept a normal expression on my face at least. I took far too long to decide that, regardless of the circumstances, I need to claim a role. I think we have to claim this. Dang, it's really thinning down. I mean, wow, it just feels a lot emptier. Yeah. I'm going to have to, I wonder who we are gonna lynch today? Because we said that we can't get rid of him for a while. I wonder, I mean, the monkeys are still alive, but he definitely had a guardian, right? Like, he might not be a snake, but it's one of the guardians. She's a badger. So we still have a snake and the spider among us. But we don't know who that is. He could be a spider, actually, so I'm not sure. Yeah, but yeah, I think I'm gonna end the video here for now and have the feast be its own thing next time. But yeah, a lot of interesting developments. I feel bad that we actually had to be like a murderer this time, but I felt like this path called darkness, it seemed to be inevitable. It was interesting that we finally start talking more to like the god. So maybe by the end of this loop we can figure out all this god business. And let me just take a look at the chart before I end it and see where we are. Yeah, this does seem like picking Hashimoto-san was like the wrong move. We could have just been investigated. I still think Takumi-san is a snake, but I think Yasunaga can lie to his mom, and we'll figure it out maybe when we talk at night at the next video. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Tune in next time, and I will see you all next time. Bye!